All right. Yeah.
500 a piece for each part.
Hey, we're live.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. I messed up. I forgot. I was supposed to. Either way, welcome everybody to this month's episode of Mobile Bay Area Fightcast. I'm MFC Stuckey, and join me live via satellite. We have Ace Combat
What's up, everybody?
and.
You put Sam there. Supposed to say Demon King has 5, but
Well,
okay.
I asked you what name you wanted, and you never actually gave me one.
And you can't change it.
I can. You know what? I can change it right now. We can change it on the fly.
Thank you.
Professional streamer.
Good. And then put at the below that in parentheses, Mobile Champion.
X5, right? All one word. You know what? That's
Who the
There
heck
we
is
go.
this Pika Shock? That dude was here last time.
Yeah, he's the guy that actually comes to us stuff.
He's the guy that got second at the cross tag tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. I still don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
no offense, I still don't know who that is. I wasn't watching
Well,
that.
well, you know, if you ever came to our monthly casuals,
Man,
you
look, y'all
meet him.
coming at 6
He's
o'clock, I have
he's been
no
to every
way
one
back.
since he started coming, man, and we always out there having fun. He's
I
he's
have
our
no
number
way
one
back.
guy, man.
I can't. I have no way back. Starting at 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I have no way back.
Well,
There, maybe.
well. Anyway, uh, yeah. So I don't know. It feels like a year since the last time I did one of these things for some reason. A lot has happened since since the last broadcast. So let's jump right into what we usually start with. So as far as local events goes, there's not a whole lot I know about. I know somebody posted something in the Fight Club group that Dixie Dust, I think, is in was that
Mississippi?
Auburn?
Auburn. I'm gonna go
No,
Auburn.
Troy. It's in Troy,
Troy. What?
Alabama.
That's like above Montgomery.
Yeah, it's a little east of, like, southeast of Montgomery, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a good 2-3 hours away, something like that. $5 venue fee, $5 entry fee, bring your own controllers, Windjammers, Dragon Ball, Street Fighter 5, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
You say Windjammers?
Yeah.
People actually play that seriously?
Yes. Are you kidding? That game is awesome. Love Windjammers. Yeah. That's tomorrow, so if you're up in the Troy, Auburn, Montgomery area, or even somewhere down here in the Mobile area, you want to make the drive, go check that
Troy
out.
is so far away.
It's tomorrow, August 11th, starting at 2. So there's that. And then next week, I believe, is the usual Gamers and Geeks Smash thing, Hidden Power.
I can go to that, but I don't play no Smash.
Alabama Smash League. Well, yeah, but I don't play it competitive. I still like to watch it every now and then, though. But that's August 18th, starting at 12:30. Ongoing weeklies and bi-weeklies and stuff in the local area. The Nerdery League, the Alchemy Tavern on Monday nights, starting usually around nine or 10. Yeah, it's downtown. O'Reilly's Downtown Throwdown every Monday down in Pensacola, which I went to last week. Let's see. I believe the Wayward Weeklies are still going on, and the Wayward Kraken over in Biloxi. Then there's a Nightmare in Mobile bi-weekly, where they play Smash. That's over at Karabi Bubble Tea, where we also do our monthly casual meetups. The next one should be first Friday in September. We try to do it first Friday of the month. And then Secret Power on Thursdays over at Gamers and Geeks. Okay. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff's happened over the last week or so. Actually, the last 2 weeks. But
There's
Where
my
should we start?
time.
what's that?
I say, where should we start? Because we can either start with EVO or.
I'm pretty much going to start with EVO because I feel like we could probably talk about EVO for 6 hours if we didn't even try. So
We're gonna start with Dragon Ball and the whole switching whatever they talking about.
switch. Oh well, with the finals and everything.
Yeah.
So as far as like results go, we can just talk about the big ones on Sunday and some other things too if you wanted to. But Guilty Gear Did anybody watch the Guilty Gear finals? I was watching it, but I
No.
started doing work when the finals, the actual grand finals started, so I don't remember who won that.
Johnny.
Okay, yeah. I remember.
Well, yeah, Johnny character, the character Johnny won. That was just the big thing.
Right.
He's that good?
Yeah, he's voiced by Matamoto, so can't go wrong. It's perfect. But yeah, what's interesting though is like, I believe, what's that guy's name? Fame? Or am I thinking that a cross-side battle? Well, the second place winner was it was an American player, right?
I don't know. I didn't watch that.
If I was prepared, I would have pulled up the Smash.
The results?
Yeah.
Guilty Gear was hype. He said some dude named Omito won. Fame is cross tag.
Oh, that was cross tag. Okay.
See, we should have invited this guy up here. Ace don't know what he's talking about.
I don't really either.
Yeah, Fame's the guy across tag. I got messed up on there.
Second place is some dude named Macho. What? Machabo? What is it? Machabo. I don't know how to pronounce these people in their names. Lost Souls was the American that got third.
Lost Souls is the guy. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like the first Guilty Gear for EVO that like an American got hot at that.
Oh, that's what he
right.
meant.
Yeah.
About the whole black people versus the continent of Asia they was talking about on Twitter. That's what they said. They said black people versus the whole continent of Asia. That's what that was.
Well, I mean, heck, you can really say that about the Tekken 6 finals too, if you want to.
Yeah, that's what I think they meant. That's what pretty much EVO.
Pretty much that was EVO. I guess you could say it about Street Fighter too.
Man.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Yeah. So yeah. I guess that's about true.
I thought it was just for that, but now that I think about it, Problem X,
Yeah.
Doing a lot of fighting games.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's see. Melee. Leffen won that one. I know that. I did see that. Tekken 6 Low-High won, but what was the dude's name? The
Tekken
last
7,
American. Tekken 7. Yeah, sorry. Dadgummit, what was that dude's name, man?
He most likely was Korean. My friend tells me the Koreans run that game.
Well, Low-High, I believe, was Korean, yeah. But there was an American that made, was it top
Second
3?
place? Oh.
I think it was 3rd.
You mean Lil Majin? Wait.
Lil Majin, yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kudons was the one that got second place.
Yeah.
That's the Devil Jin player.
Mm-hmm.
He Korean too, so he run the game.
Yeah.
Korean wave dashing, I think is what they call it.
Oh man,
Hey, Koreans run the game. Yep.
Tekken 7 was so good. I was hooked to the screen the entire finals of that. I was like, oh, this is so good. I always have so much fun watching that game. Playing it, I mean, I have fun, but I'm not good at it. But watching it at a high level is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's so good. Let's see. Dragon Ball Sonic Fox won with a little.
It's a controversy.
Yeah, a little controversy. Now, I mean,
I'm a rant on this one, man. I'm tired of these people. Like Redman said on Twitter that the FGC has an extreme Japanese fetish, and I'm beginning to think he's right because they be coddling these Japanese players too much. The second American player does something, they get all upset and butthurt and offended. I'm tired of that. Like they're just treating the same like you treat the American players.
Oh wait,
the whole Kaba yelling in situations, like shut up. You got earphones, you lost. Because Mena was better.
Well, that's a different story with Kaba because that was like at the public, like one of the pools area. Like they don't really offer headphones to like everybody for that case.
Right.
He should bring his own.
He should bring his own.
Like really up close. So that was a different scenario.
Look, I'm saying is if he was really that good, professional, he can muster through it. It's not that problem. Mena was right there too. It wouldn't affect the Mena.
Yeah, he came in top 8 too. He can't really complain.
I don't know. He sounded like he was like about to go into medical treatment.
I heard it, but I still didn't care. Like I'm gonna win regardless.
I heard something about Kaba and something.
Oh, you made me be like probably him beating Daigo this
Yeah, that probably set the weeboos too. They love Japan.
I was kind of rooting for Daigo. He was doing so good, and then all of a sudden he wasn't. So, but that's
I
what
like
happened.
Daigo, but I just can't stand this extreme fetish we got. Just like stop coddling these guys.
I wouldn't say coddling. I mean,
They do.
How are they
They
coddling?
do. They treat them way different than they treat American players.
Who?
Just the general public. You don't be on Twitter saying this stuff. Every time like some Japanese player does something, they get immediately found and praised. For American player does, they boo them. They begin mad. Oh, you teabagging the Japanese player? Japanese player teabagging American player. Nobody says nothing. They're not gonna. It's different double standards. I'm tired of that.
Oh, that's
We have
kind of. I mean,
Japanese fetish in the FGC. They get coddled. They get treated differently when they shouldn't be getting treated differently at all. That's why I was like, yeah, teabag them. I don't care no much. Teabag them. Men are teabag everybody, including Japanese players. Let them cry about it.
Getting back to
doing punk duty these days for these people.
Well, Punk isn't really anything to worry about anymore. It doesn't seem like.
Oh yeah, now Punk is. He has to get back in the game. I mean, I know he has like good potential and all, but yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he's like still home struck with season 2 EVO. So.
Well, getting back to Sonic Fox, the whole controversy about him asking to switch sides. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, yeah. So does anybody know if he? Because I know it took him a while to try to figure it out. Was there like a rule where you can ask to do that, or did Goichi just finally agreed to do it?
I think it was more like Sonic Fox had to cue in that he wanted to, and I guess due to like translation, it was hard for him to probably understand. Then eventually he had to get the organizers, or not the organizer, but the one who upholds the rules. Usually
TO will say.
TOs to get them to organize that. He wants to switch sides. And it looks like they weren't ready for they didn't know the rules for that because they had to look back to the little handout to see what the rules were about that. And yeah, you could switch, I believe, after that's over. But some people are saying like you can kind of switch even like after a game. So someone was like bringing that up, but it seems like they just weren't really ready for that.
Yeah.
Same thing with like we could probably talk about the Smash situation later, but
Smash 4?
Yeah, the finals.
Yeah, that was painful to watch. I was actually kind of enjoying it up until about the semifinals, and it was like, what the hell is going on?
I only saw the grand finals part that someone linked, and I'm surprised there hasn't.
It was like a train wreck that I couldn't stop. I wanted so bad to like, why am I watching this mess? I just go watch something else, but I just couldn't stop watching it. It was kind of funny, but also kind of sad and maddening, and and it was just like,
Hostings collision, and the one time at the Team Spooky.
See, yeah, when they got to the point where they were both just sitting there and charging and like having a conversation and everything, at that point, if it was one of my events, I would have DQ'd them both right then. Be like, you know what, it's over.
I'm confused about that.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't see Sam?
I didn't see the Smash 4 one, but I'm trying to figure out why you wanted to kill him because they was charging what?
Had you saw everything that they kind of done before that, they were kind of playing around. Now I know they were kind of playing up to the audience too, because there was a lot of boos in there because it was too. Yeah, in the finals, and I think it was like 3 in the top 4 anyway. So, and folks just generally don't like that character.
If they don't like that character, why didn't they just ban him like they did Meta Knight?
I don't know.
That's actually a good question. Don't yell at the players. Be mad at the people who allowed her to be playable. You can ban characters.
Yeah.
They banned Meta Knight.
I mean, and it was probably the last time Smash 4 was going to be at EVO anyway, because Lord knows it's going to be Smash Ultimate next year.
I wonder who they're gonna ban next in that.
I don't know. They're gonna have like 80 something characters to choose from.
How many stages they're gonna ban too?
Oh, that's a whole yeah. So we'll get to that. But yeah, they I was just like I was as a viewer, I was just like, this is so bad. And when the dude came up there with the laptop, kind of showing them the rules, say, hey, yeah, you guys are holding up stuff, and if you don't start playing, you're about to be DQ'd. And you saw immediately they started finally playing that that match as soon as he went up there. But
Yeah,
obviously, those two guys didn't care. It was kind of like I say, I know they were playing up toward the crowd. They were, I'm sure, in their heads they were like, hey, this is the last time we'll play Smash 4 at EVO. Let's just have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah, but that was about 20 minutes of my life I wanted back after it was all over. So, yeah, to me, I'm kind of mad that Smash 4 kind of went out on that note. Because I've really enjoyed, particularly Smash 4 at the last two EVOs, and this year it was just like, ugh.
Like most people are still playing Melee. Like nobody really
Yeah.
cares. They love that Melee. They're never gonna put that down.
I
It's
know
gonna be
it.
like you could be on the 10th Smash game. People still playing Melee.
I know it. I know it. But yeah, I didn't think it was that big a deal that he asked for the side swap and got the side swap because
These dudes gonna be on Social Security still playing Melee.
some of them already are. I feel like, yeah, I was like, I understand. Again, I understand the argument for Melee players of why they wanted to play it, particularly over Brawl, and even somewhat over 4. But I feel like at this point, it's like, and I was saying the same folks that when MVC 3 was getting ready to come out, and folks swore they'd never play it, they'd only stick with MVC 2. And there's still a couple of guys like that. That's the thing, though. It's not like the majority of folks still go play the older game. But I was kind of like the same way. It's like you basically damning a game, and that's what I kind of hate about Ultimate. I already know there's some folks out there that's never going to touch Ultimate because it's not that one. And it's like, for crying out loud.
They got Richter in the game. Come on, you have to play it.
It's got Ridley in the game. That's all I wanted. But Richter is cool too, man. When again we'll get to that down the line. But yeah, Sonic Fox took Dragon Ball and then Street Fighter V Problem X.
Now imagine if Gory did what Sonic Fox did. Imagine how they would react. That's what I'm talking about.
What?
Double standards.
If he asked for a side switch?
Yeah, they got mad about that. They said that messed up Gory's whole thing. But like, imagine if he did. Didn't Tokido kind of do something like that with Smug though in the E-League?
I want to say he did.
But nobody got really upset.
I don't remember. But I remember something.
Was Geo1 complaining it?
Who?
Was Geo1 complaining about that? Because I didn't see Geo1 complain.
No, just the people in the community got upset. They decided to beat them. I told you that double standard Japanese fetish. That the Japanese are always right. They can never be wrong.
It's
They
weird,
must
'cause,
win
like,
everything.
in Twitter, I wasn't really seeing like. I mean, I was seeing more people on Twitter, just saying no, the side switch was whatever.
Ace, man.
Of course, but
Ace.
of course, like in places like R Kappa or something, yeah, they'd be the ones that are like.
Yeah, and on Ace, I got to hook you up on Ernesto Lopez, man.
Oh Lord.
Ernesto Lopez. See all the FGC drama, and you'll see these comments.
Yeah, I stay away from all of that crap. I'll let y'all young folks worry about that crap.
I want the drama. I love that stuff.
I know you do.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't care.
We're gonna talk about
It's a video game. Just have fun. Oh yeah. So how far did he get? Because I saw his top 32 match that he won, but then I didn't see him again after that. So I'm assuming he lost
I
after
think
that.
somebody said he got 14 to 13. I think.
Okay. Yeah, Mike Ross.
That's Waxel, sir.
Yeah, Waxel. Excuse me. Yeah, Whack Axel. I mean, he looked like he was doing pretty good there, and I didn't even realize I was sitting right here over on my accounting side of this desk, and it was going on behind me, And I kept hearing somebody say Mike Ross, Mike Ross, Mike Ross, and it didn't occur to me to turn around to look. And so I completely missed it. I've seen it since then. It's like, sure enough, that was Mike Ross there. I didn't even know. I heard somebody saying on Sunday, Mike Ross in Guilty Gear. I was like, he was in Guilty Gear? And I realized it completely happened live right behind me. And I just totally missed it.
I didn't recognize him at first. I was like, what is he talking about? Who is this guy? Like that.
I did see Harada in Tekken 6.
I heard about that.
He was on stream, and I was confused. They switched the names around, but I'm still wasn't sure if it was him that won or not. But either way, yeah.
Harada won one.
Okay, so he was playing as Fong in Tekken.
I believe so.
Okay, so yeah, he did win that match. I saw that on the stream. I didn't see what's her name, the Dragon Ball chick. But apparently,
yeah, I saw her.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see. I don't remember what the team was to use, but I just remember she lost that game that was on stream. There was only one stream of her, I believe. And
okay. I know she went 1 and 2. She won the first match and then she lost the next 2. So
I think she had wrong controls too at the first game too, because I remember she was held off a lot in between like the set.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the other thing was, I'm not even sure if what she had was, she might have had the right controls the whole time. She was probably just stalling just for the controls. But
maybe.
I mean, we don't know that. But it seemed like some of the changes she was doing was the same from what she had before.
Mm-hmm. Did she look like she really knew what she was doing, or from the one match you saw?
Maybe. Oh, yeah, not
like playing wise, not really.
Oh, no, like there wasn't like double jump combo stuff. It was, I think I was seeing mostly the auto combo air stuff, but
okay. Yeah, I was hoping she'd be like godlike in the game or something.
It wasn't like a lot of like. I think she had like a Vegeta's is probably like convert off of it, but like she yeah, it wasn't.
Wasn't anything
like
though.
Stellar, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was just wondering because I didn't see it, but I was interested to see how she did, and I looked up her name in the Smash and found out she went 1 and 2. Okay, so probably better than I would have did. But yeah, Problem X. I've been kind of I've been saying for a while actually. It's like, man, this guy's coming on strong, and he's gotten like really good.
Mm-hmm.
He picked up Abigail, and he's still. I mean, he might be the best. He might be the best Bison in the world right now. That's just me.
I knew he was gonna be Gachiko. I knew that because he beat him last year when she was at his strongest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And once he got into, I saw he was in top 8 on the winner's side.
Yeah, grand.
I was like, man, I think he has a chance. Seeing who he played in the winner semi, it's like I think he has a chance. And then when he won that winner's final, I was like, oh my God, I think he's gonna win this. I mean, he was just spot on. And in the top 8, he never used Abigail once either. So he won with M. Bison against Keto, and like convincingly. You know, it wasn't like, I think Keto took like what, 1 game, and then he immediately just came back and wiped the floor with him that last game.
Yep.
And it was like, oh my God. It was like so good. But I saw when he won, it was a CPT event in Europe. I saw he had won that, and that's when I was like, man, I wouldn't want to play this guy at EVO. I remember saying that because he was on a streak. He had gotten a few top 8s at other events too, and he won that one, and he won something else. And I remember thinking he was kind of my dark horse to win the whole thing really. And when I saw he was in top 8 on the winner's side, I was like, this may be his. And sure enough, he he pulled it off. That's like I really wanted to watch Winter Stays On this week. and just see all the English
The
guys being
pop
like,
offs.
yeah, just seeing all the English guys like, so anything happened in the last few days? Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, we won Evo. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I just don't like when they be when Logan be talking about he be making jokes about us over here in America. It really gets on my nerves.
Well, I
We're
mean,
gonna
hey,
get Ace, man. We're gonna get you. Stop it.
they have the Evo champion now, man.
I know, but it's just like I'd rather them have it than Tokido.
Well, he won it last year. Yeah, last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he won it last year.
And I was happy for him. I was like, finally, he got an Evo in Street Fighter. I was actually happy for him. Been doing it for a while. I'm pretty sure he's more worried about winning CPT though. That's why he was all smiles at the end. He was like, well, I won Evo
I
last
hope
year,
he don't win
but
that either. I don't
but
want no Akuma CPT outfit. I want a character that we don't see that like Birdie. I like that Birdie CPT outfit.
Oh, yes, Nolan. What do you think about that birdie costume?
I love it. I don't care.
I'm okay with it. I know some folks just absolutely abhor it.
Yeah, because he won. They still salty that he beat their senpai. They can't get over. They say, you remember last year talking about his win wasn't legitimate and all this stuff. That's
Yeah.
proof right there.
Yeah.
I told you, we got that Japanese fetish. It's like, come on, you.
Yeah. Yeah, I never understood the whole
I do have two problems with it
Uh-oh. What's that?
though. Well, let me go back with like Dew's costume last year because I don't think that his costume. I don't think his like name showed up. It did on the blog, and I was worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
So the two problems I had was if a player's name would show up on the characters stuff, but I noticed like I think there's been a theme with this with the whole the EVO CPT stages that's going on. They try to breach in the outside world to the Street Fighter world.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what I'm saying
I
is
know
like,
you're talking
one of my problems is I guess when they try to relate the outside stuff into the Street Fighter universe. So if I'm seeing like something that relates to a player's name to like a character, I do get a little iffy at that, no matter what like their player is. And I guess the second problem, is the design. So while I don't know, the Birdie's costume I felt was kind of bland. Like it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not really the Birdie player at all, so I wouldn't care. In the end of the day.
Right.
But I just know if it was like Ken or something, and I just saw it was like just bland street clothes, or whatever, a white shirt Ken, and he has like a different hairstyle than like I honestly wouldn't really like not use it, because I wouldn't really feel about it because it just seemed pretty bland. But at the end of the day, I mean, what can you do? That's their costume, so I don't see what's their like.
Yeah.
I mean, he can bash it, but hey, he can do whatever he wants, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's what he wore when he won Capcom Cup last year. The shirt and the khakis and stuff like that, which apparently seems to go over some folks' head. But either way, I mean,
love that outfit.
I don't see the I could.
You seen I was playing Birdie when we was playing it. I played because I love that outfit. I'm gonna play a little Birdie.
I completely forgot when you were playing and I saw that. I said, I keep forgetting I have that now, but I don't never play Birdie anymore. So
I love when you take the jacket off too.
The hair kind of gets me though.
I don't mind the hair. I don't think the hair's the same whether the costume coat or not. I don't know if you can change that hair. Like
There's apparently a second code to change the hair. I hear.
I don't know how you do that.
I don't know. I don't think anybody knows for sure. Last I checked, no one knew for sure. There's either a second code to change the hair or they took it out. I don't know. But I mean they've been showing it, so it must still be in there somewhere. Yeah, there's probably a second code.
Probably.
I don't know. Somebody will find it.
It might be related to Dew's costume too, because I think when I saw on the blog there was one that had his name on the Giles name tag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was a bit worried with it because I didn't like how a name would be plastered on. I would think that's been saying Guile, but I
Hmm.
can't really change that. But anyways, yeah, the blog showed that, so maybe there was a code to get these kind of costumes that normally seems like you couldn't get. So maybe there is a second code that we
There's
don't
either
know
a
about.
second code or maybe they released it and it's not actually in the game yet, which is why they haven't told anybody how
Maybe
to do the second code. Because I imagine by now somebody would have found it. Um, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not good or bad with it. I'm pretty indifferent about it. I think yeah, it makes sense. But I don't hate it like some folks do. And I know some folks are just thinking, oh, he's just wanting to put his name on it. Well, he won Capcom Cup. He had the choice to make his own outfit. Yeah, that's what he decided to do. So, you don't like that, win Capcom Cup. It's that simple, I would say.
You didn't realize I had got disconnected?
Hadn't missed you at all.
Oh, I see why I'm not welcome here all that often.
Uh-huh. So anyway.
We both disconnected, huh?
Really?
I think so, because I don't think my conversation went through.
You were still talking. I heard you.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't hear Sam for like the last minute or so.
Oh.
I guess he was trying to say something. So yeah, those are all the big games. So let's go over the announcements from EVO. And I got them in order of every time something was announced from Saturday all the way through the end. I tried to come in and write down the notes here. So the first announcement that I remember seeing was Windjammers was kind of sneakily, quietly announced on the Switch, which is a big deal for Windjammers fans. It's like, what? Because the commercial was going and you thought it was just like a silly little commercial, but you realized they were playing it on the Switch. It was like, what? They're putting Windjammers on the Switch? Oh my God! so that was pretty cool. And then Saturday night, Fighting EX Layer had a little trailer where I thought they might have been, they were showing Pullum and Volcano and everything. So Pullum and Volcano, they're saying trying to get them out by the end of August or early September. Then they showed there was going to be an actual arcade, not just arcade mode, but like, an arcade version of the game in even some American arcades that they're going to announce where it's going to be when it comes out. And then they showed Terry Bogard. And that, of all the things that was announced last weekend, that was the biggest, just out of nowhere, what the heck? It's like, what?
Yeah, that's surprising when I first heard that.
And you know what? I think he would actually fit very well in that game.
And
sure?
Can you imagine the super cancels he would get off of?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh.
I didn't see the big hoopla about it.
Well, I don't know if you're a big
would've
SNK
been
fan.
excited if Capcom was involved with that game, but that
They- I mean,
us
we-
some insight to SNK. Partner up with them again, do another SNK versus Capcom.
You may well still get a Capcom character in there at some point. I'm thinking if it does well enough, but
What isn't that from like the Street Fighter 3 stuff? Like, how's that game? I was like, didn't Capcom own that?
no, not those characters.
Oh,
Nope.
so they must just develop the game and.
Rika made the game. Capcom basically allowed them to put Street Fighter characters in it. The first 3 EX games, they basically allowed them to put Street Fighter characters in it. But Rika,
But they call it Street Fighter though.
right? But Rika owned everything but the actual Street Fighter name and the Street Fighter characters. So that's when they made that other fighting. Well, it wasn't EX Layer. I guess it was just Fighting Layer, right?
Oh, Fighting Layer.
Yeah. The other game that had Blair in it, but not any of the other EXs. Dang it.
That and
Alan, yeah, Alan Snyder was in it too.
Yeah, they ditched the first Street Fighter EX and then moved on to Fighting Layer.
Mm-hmm.
And then EX2 and so forth, they never had those characters again until Fighting EX.
Until Fighting EX, yeah. But yeah, but Terry Bogard, they just showed him, and then they had a little, like at the end of that trailer, there was like a little snippet of area, and then Sharon was at the end of it too. So they teased the next, basically 3 DLC characters and everything. But I can't wait to see how Terry plays in that game. I think like I think it's going to be a pretty good fit. I mean, because in the last KOF games, the way you can't cancel supers and everything, it'll be something similar to it. But
I
I
have
can
to
just
step out for a
imagine.
bit.
Okay, I can imagine. Buster Wolf in the power geyser back into Buster Wolf.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna be a lot safer too. Probably.
Yeah, well, yeah,
They're relatively safe.
yeah, yeah. Asks you if you're okay, busts you in the mouth. Terry Bogard.
Yep, you can't roll plants in Mixlair as far as I know.
Nope.
And the funny part is, what is it? The Goji
Terry
system?
Vick.
There's a sword jump, so it's like almost fitting for a character like Terry.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna probably be seeing Terry with like sword hops, just like in KOF.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
Fury.
Yep. And then you add the cards to him, and man, I feel like he's either going to be really good or not good at all. But
Yeah,
I feel like he's going to be really
the
good.
word going is if he has a safe bare knuckle, then
Uh-huh.
he's good.
He's good.
If he doesn't have a safe bare knuckle, then he sucks.
Yeah.
That's usually the consensus.
That's usually the rule. It's like a new game with him comes out in it. Is his punch safe? Okay, he sucks. But yeah, that, like I said, that was the biggest, like, oh my God, surprise to me of the weekend, because almost everything else we kind of knew going in. Let's see. So after that, DOA 6 had me all excited for like the announcement. It's, oh yeah, we're gonna do this announcement. Everybody ready, and it's like, yeah. And then they showed a silhouette of what was obviously Lei Fang and Hitomi, and they're gonna show them at Gamescom. It's like,
Awesome.
so you announced an announcement.
Awesome. So what? I didn't even know that until you just mentioned it now.
Yeah, that happened at the end of the DOA 6 exhibition on Saturday night. I was a little upset. Okay, so I think that takes us into Sunday when they announced. I can't remember if this happened Saturday night or Sunday, but Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, which has already happened.
Saturday, like really, like late.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like well, technically it's Sunday, like at 4-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
I think
When they announced.
Oh no, they must have announced it really. Well, they must have announced it really late Saturday. That's all I know. But yeah, they announced Blaze Blue Cross Tag there. Yeah.
Yeah. They basically, now that's all the rest of the DLC characters, right?
Yep. So they showed us all the remaining DLC characters they had. That was let's see. I mean, just to go one by one. Well, Persona was like Mitsuru, Akihiko, and Labras.
Yeah, Akihiko, Mitsuru, and Labras, and Unio was Yuzuriha, Mika, and Merkava.
Yep.
And then Blaze Blue was 9, Izuyoi, and Mai.
Yep.
So, and that's it for the characters that they had. And then at the end, they showed the little symbol, but there was a new square diamond thing.
New brand.
Yeah, looks like it's probably going to be a new brand in there, which I know the rumors going around is that it's going to be, what's the name of the game with the girls who tear each other's clothes off? Yeah. That's the rumor going around. We'll see. I kind of hope it's Guilty Gear, actually, but I feel like that's not going to happen for some reason.
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird to match the pink with Guilty Gear. I usually picture red with Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then
but the weird thing is Senran Kanguro is not. I don't think pink is really a color for that either. I thought it was like yellow.
I don't really know.
Yeah,
I remember thinking like orange, but isn't orange already one of the colors?
Yeah.
Or yellow or orange, and I think it's already one of the colors, isn't
it? The colors are yellow, purple, blue, and red.
Yeah.
There is an orange. but I guess that's close to red.
Maybe
but
orange
still.
is too close to yellow or red. I don't know. So
Maybe colors won't matter. That pink may just refer to like just a known brand. So if like
maybe, yeah. I guess
because
we'll find out.
what's gonna happen if like tons of brands get over? They're gonna run out of colors.
Yeah, they just stick them all in pink. It's like you're all pink now. Deal with it. But yeah, it was cool of them to go ahead and just stick out the rest of the characters. I mean, I guess they were already done. It's like, why are we trying to stretch this out? Let's just dump them all now, so they'll all be out there, so we'll have a complete game and we can get this argument out of the way. Probably, which is a tactic that Capcom would take, I feel like, too. But so yeah, so that was late Saturday night. Then Sunday, the first announcement was the Arc Revo World Tour. So it's basically it's basically like a pro league for Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, Central Fiction, and Cross Tag Battle.
Yep.
And so they're playing like different events around the world. And what is it? The final was like in America, wasn't it? Like in Texas or something like that. I can't remember. I meant to watch the trailer again to get all those details. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess nothing wrong with that. More money and prestige for those games at events and everything. That's cool that they're putting that much support behind it. I feel like Cross Tag Battle has really brought a lot of folks in to their games.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it had the EVO highlight that
Yeah.
That's like they tried to put that at the front cover, so it probably would attract more people to watch it.
Yeah.
And probably worked. It seemed to work.
Yeah. So that's, but yeah, that's really cool. That that guarantees that we'll see more of all three of those games at big events now, because it's going to be part of the World Tour.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's awesome. I was really happy when I saw that. Let's see, and that happened, and then so they showed Soul Calibur 6 before Tekken 7 started, and the trailer there was introducing Sung Mina, who I'm happy about, and Astaroth, who I'm pissed about. Where the hell is Rock?
Yeah, I remember the last time you were wanting.
And I'm gonna say, I said it last month, I'm say it this month, and I'm gonna say it again until they announce him. I want Rock back. I know this is kind of a retelling of Soul Calibur 1 and 2 at this point. Zasalamel coming back, I was happy about that. I was even happy about the girl with the tonfa and everything. Other folks liked her. I never particularly cared for her, but hey, she's back. It's cool. The only character I want back now is Rock, though. And I was like, if they show if they show Astaroth before they show Rock, then there's a good chance that Rock's not going to be in it. It's just in my head.
DLC?
And yeah, it's probably
DLC.
Hopefully, I want Rock and Lee Long. Screw Maxie. I want Lee Long back.
Oh, whoa! Hold up.
Uh-oh, what's up?
That's sacrilegious.
Excuse me?
Maxie is the man.
Lee Long came first. He was an infinitely better character, and he has 2 nunchucks.
I don't care. I want Maxie.
Maxie's already in it.
Good.
Doggone it. But where is Rock and Lee Long?
Where's Necrit?
One question that has come up is like which mimic character do you think is going to show up, if any?
Inferno?
No, I think it's going to be Sword, Edgemaster.
Oh.
But some folks were saying, I forgot the name of the other ones now. Dang it. There's been like 3 of them apparently. But yeah, I'm like, nah, Edgemaster, man. It's got to be, if you're retelling 1 and 2, then Edgemaster has to be the one, I guess. And I'm still holding out hope for a Link, but obviously that's not going to happen if there's not going to be a Switch version of the game.
Why are they bringing that owl back?
The owl?
Yeah, that's what he was in Soul Calibur 3.
Who? Oh, Edgemaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like an owl, like, mask or something. I don't know.
Or they could just make him kill it again like they did in Soul Calibur 6. I think it was. No, what was it, 5? 5. Yeah, it's 5.
Who is
Okay.
Diego and Rig?
Oh, they
But
were in those are new characters in DOA 6. Well, Diego's a new character in DOA 6. They technically announced him before Gamescom though. Gamescom before EVO. So that's why he wasn't on the list here. But yeah, he's one of the new characters. Rig was already introduced in DOA 5. But yeah, they were both introduced in the same trailer. Diego's a brand new character. And he's basically like a street fighter. He has like no real fighting style, just punch and throw your face in the sand and stuff. He actually looks pretty cool. Again, I'm gonna say it. DOA 5 was actually an excellent game that most folks didn't give a chance because boobs. And I understand that, but I feel like a lot of folks missed out on a really good game in 5, particularly 5. And 6 looks like it's going to improve on all of that and actually make a couple of things simpler. They're getting rid of a lot of stuff that folks didn't like in 5. I'm actually really excited for 6. And once again, just like I said last month or month before last, I play that game for the articles. I know that joke's going to go over a lot of heads, like we explained last time, you know.
for the art, that
yeah.
went over mine.
Yeah, see, younger folks don't understand the world before internet porn. It was very hard to find porn, and everybody had to try to trick their way into finding a Playboy magazine. And the excuse for folks subscribing to Playboys back in the 80s was that it had really good articles, which it did. So anytime somebody found out somebody had a Playboy subscription, the excuse always was, I read it for the articles. So, yeah, I know. But y'all grew up in a world where the internet exists, so you've never had to scrounge for any picture of boob that you could find.
Hey,
It's been laid out right in front of you, even if you weren't trying to find it.
I didn't get internet until like I was 18.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, but
Really, Sam?
you had access to smartphones and other kids in school who had it though, right?
There was no smartphones in 2008.
Yeah, there were.
Not those were most Windows phones. They weren't really
Well, those probably the early ones. But either way, you still had much easier access to porn if you really wanted it than we did. But we're getting way off topic here. Either way, Tekken 7 came after the Tekken finals. They showed the season 2 DLC, which Harada freaking straight up lied at Comic-Con. I knew he was doing it. He was like, I don't know what everybody's talking about. We're not going to do any more DLC for this game. Oh, here's season 2. So they're showing the video, which apparently was showing. I didn't get it at the time, but watching it again, I saw they were showing more gameplay changes and stuff. You know, new wall combos and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. But then they announced, well, 3 characters actually, but the 2 returning characters were Anna and Lei. Wulong, which I was happy about that for Lei.
He looks so different.
Okay, so it wasn't just me, because at first when they showed his face, I was like, oh wait, that's not Lei. Oh wait, it is Lei. The hell happened to him? He doesn't look so much like Jackie Chan anymore.
I felt like a Wong and Lei combination at first. So like, I'm not getting a Lei vibe here.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as he has the moves, it's fine.
Yeah.
I know a lot of folks who've been like really wanting Lei back in the game, so that's cool that he's in it. I'll play Anna because I used to play her back in 2, so I'm happy about that. She's still no June. You
actually gonna play the game?
I mean, I play it. I don't play it with folks because I'm horrible at it. I mean,
you actually gonna play the game? Like usually, you don't have time to play anything.
I pick it up every now and then. Whenever I get a minute and I'm bored of Street Fighter, I'll jump into Tekken or Dragon Ball or whatever else is available.
Any game, dude. He hasn't been on Steam in like years.
Just pull off some panic buttons from Tekken. You'll do fine.
I was on Steam this morning. I didn't play anything, but I was on it.
Fake news.
Yeah, I looked at Steam actually. I was like, "What's the last game I played? When's the last time I played a game on Steam?" It's been like 8 months.
Oof.
Yeah, I just if I'm in here, I'm working. I'm rarely over here playing anything. So, so Anna and Lay, and then there were what, 3 more white question marks, and then the red question mark at the end.
I thought it was like 5.
Well, it's 5 total. Anna and Lay were the first 2, and then so
who you think the
looks
other one's gonna be?
the other 3. I don't know.
It could be that other guy. People want his name Bake or Beak, whatever his name is.
Oh, Bake, really?
Probably Armor King. Maybe.
I'm thinking Armor King's probably going to be one. Maybe Marduk. Maybe. There's really nobody with that fighting style in the game, and some folks want him back. So why not?
Some folks, some people, like nobody like him.
I don't know. But it'd still be cool to have him back, I think. Again, why not?
My brother would want Bake back. I don't know if they'll put him, but
I mean, you already got Huarong, though. I mean,
Huarong,
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But if there must be something different, and if there's something that
I'm sure there's something like different, because wasn't Bake back in 6? Yeah, he was back in 6. I never really played 6. He was back in 6, which pissed me off because he was dead after he was dead at the beginning of Tekken 3. Yet all the characters who were supposed to have died in Tekken 3 were brought back to life. I mean, not 3, 5. All the characters that died in 5, most of them came back to life in 6, except for June. June's still dead.
Bake was in Tekken 5.
Was he in 5?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so
I
he was.
remember it ending with him grabbing Huarong and then sliding him to the.
What was the first game with Ogre in it? Was that 4?
Tekken 3.
Oh, it was 3. Okay, that's right. Yeah. So he came back to life after Ogre was killed, because Ogre supposedly killed off all the characters that didn't come back. That was the excuse for those characters not coming back.
Ogre was a big mistake.
Why you say that?
Because of the whole killing off thing.
Oh,
I mean, look what's happening now. You can't just kill off, the nostalgia. You can't do that.
Well, they brought everybody but June back at this point, so.
Well, yeah, that's going to be another problem, too. Hopefully they get her back to DLC. Yeah, because so many people want June back, too.
Yeah, but according to lore, she's still dead. So, and Tag 2 doesn't count, so. Although I did like what they did with her in Tag 2. Is she, first time playing, I had no idea Unknown was going to be in the game. I'm playing through the game, and you beat June at the end, and then she turns into Unknown. I was like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, Armor King. I'm thinking Armor King is almost a shoe-in because a lot of folks have been wanting him back. Marduk.
Wait. Armor King. Ain't he the same as regular King?
He's a little different,
but he has different moves.
Yeah.
Well, they made him much more different after Tekken 2, at least, because Tekken 2 he was about the same.
2 he was basically the same.
With Bake then.
Yeah. I mean, Bake, I can do with or without him. It's like he's Huarong's already in the game, so what's the point? But. That's cool, and I'm sure some folks would say the same thing about June too. It's like, well, wait, what's her name's already in the game? She's not the same.
Asuka.
She's not the same.
Who?
Yeah, Asuka.
Asuka. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She's not the same. That was like the same thing when 3 came out, and all of my characters were gone, including June, and everybody told me to play with
Anna?
No, the main dude. Jin.
Jin?
Yeah. Because he had one combo string that was like June's. He's just like June.
Because Kazuya was gone too, so he was like a combination of June and Kazuya.
Yeah, but he was much more Kazuya than he was June.
Pretty much, yeah.
Much more Kazuya.
Oh, that makes sense. Didn't she train him? He should have been more like her.
Well, he knows a lot about Kazuya.
Well,
too,
no, she sent him away at a young age to Heihachi, right? Before she died. Like she knew something was going to happen, so she sent him away to find his grandfather, and I think Heihachi trained him. Because Kazuya was dead at that time.
Because I would think that probably Heihachi probably would want to go off then, because that was Heihachi's thing at the end of Tekken 3 too. He wanted to kill off Jin.
You want to kill
Yeah.
off all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's say at the end of 7, Heihachi's dead again, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what the story says. It's probably gonna like, oh, well, Heihachi's back.
Oh,
It's like
wow.
demonic
Obviously.
form or something. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Lord
Already
knows
did that
with.
with his father though.
Huh?
They already did that with his dad.
Oh, Heihachi's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They already did that with his dad.
Jinpachi?
Dip in the same well again.
They might as well.
Yeah, it turned out Jinpachi wasn't really dead to begin with. He was just like hibernating or something. I don't know. This story's so crazy. It's like, why even bother keeping up with
They're
it?
gonna probably bring back Heihachi as the boss again, just like they did with Tekken 4 and his original boss status in Tekken 1.
Maybe. Zombie Heihachi. Because isn't that really like his power? Like he can't really be killed?
Might as well say that for Kazuya too.
Basically. Yeah, but he's at least got the devil gene that kind of explains it away, I guess.
Like
Sort of.
Paul Phoenix can the Devil Gene. I want
Kinda.
to see Devil Gene Paul Death Fist.
That would be interesting. Yeah, so where were we? Oh, that's right. He was talking about the season 2 stuff. So yeah, then there was the red question mark at the end of it. And then, so I remember thinking it was that like a new mode or something, and then it zooms into it, and so obviously the red question mark was the guest character, which to me, I'm guessing that means he's the only new character. The other 3 will probably be returning characters because that's what most folks asked for, last year. So, and I know Harada wanted to bring a lot of.
Oh, there was another character, by the way, I forgot to mention for possibilities.
Mhm.
Michelle Chang for Julia Chang,
Oh yeah, definitely.
because they don't exist at all. Like,
No.
their style of play.
Yeah, or even Wong.
Yeah, Wong too.
Yeah.
Well, Wong was like, I think, wasn't that Michelle Chang's rival in Tekken 1?
Well, yeah, everybody had basically a palette swap in Tekken 1. Everybody, the only character who was a little different was Lee.
Yeah.
Lee was always a little different because of his kicks. He was like loosely based on Kazuya.
Law.
Always considered
Well,
Kazuya, but yeah, I guess Law would be closer, wouldn't it?
yeah, in Tekken 1 too, he actually had like some of Law's moves, but
But he was still. He still had like some of his own moves that always made him like different. Because
yeah.
Ganryu was basically Jack. Yeah, Wong was basically Michelle or Julia. Wait, which one came first? Julia, right?
Julia came last.
So yeah, Michelle. Or was Michelle? Which one? Wong was the main character, and Julia was and Michelle was the palette swap, right? Or was it the other way around? Either way.
Okay, Michelle came in Tekken 2. I mean, Tekken 1.
Yeah.
Tekken 1 was Michelle.
Yeah. Let's see. Kunimitsu was Yoshimitsu without the sword.
Yep.
Yeah. I always just kind of considered Lee was Kazuya because Kazuya didn't really have one, like an actual swap. Although I guess Law didn't either, didn't he? So either way, I used to like Lee, particularly in 2.
Yeah, because I think Lee was Kazuya's rival in Tekken 1, I think.
Yeah.
But who was Law's rival?
I don't know. Forrest definitely wasn't around till 3.
Because Lee definitely had the flip kicks and like some of the strings like Law did. But
I guess so. But he had the little infinite where he can just keep doing the kicks. I always thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, Lee's already in 7, right? Yeah, he's in 7. Let's see, is there anybody else? Kunimitsu, I've heard some folks say is like kind of the same thing when they brought it back in Tag 2. Is like a lot of folks were like, why? But there's some fans for her out there, I guess.
Why not? I have all the characters. Make everybody happy.
I mean, yeah, shoot, that's what Smash is doing. I can't decide who to bring back. Everybody.
Smash is doing that because I want Banjo.
And there's still time. We still got 4 months before that game comes out. Anyway, but yeah, so the red character turned out to be the guest character who now, uh, if you're like me and never watched The Walking Dead, you had no idea who the heck they were talking about until they actually had to spell it out. I'm like, who is this? Wait, who is this? I don't understand. Who is this? Wait, am I supposed to know who this is? Wait, who is this? Oh, it's a baseball bat. Wait, no, Negan. Okay,
Who
okay,
was that? No.
okay. I know who he is,
Uh,
but I've seen other reactions since that were like me that don't watch The Walking Dead, so it meant nothing to them when the whistling started, and even when he started talking, I'm just sitting there staring at a shadow on the red in the screen, like I don't know who this is, and why should I
I
be
don't know
excited
what
about
it
it?
either.
But for Walking Dead fans, I guess they're happy about it. I mean,
Yeah, I guess so.
I kind of feel the same way I felt when they introduced what's his name from Final Fantasy 15. It's like
Claudius. Wait, no,
no,
that's not his name.
um,
Noctis.
Noctis, yeah. It's like
I confused Claudio Serafino with Noctis because they have a similar Final Fantasy style.
yeah, I still feel
that's
like
Noctis.
Noctis was a better fit for Soul Calibur, but either way,
Yeah.
it was kind of the same reaction to me, just kind of like, oh, okay. it's like I know I was supposed to be like up and screaming and jumping, and that's just not the reaction I had from it. I was more excited to see Anna and Lay, way more excited to see him than to see him, but at least he'll fit better than Noctis does, I think. I don't know. Now you're
I'm not
putting
even sure about this.
now you're putting zombies in backgrounds. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Is the actor even going to voice him? I mean, they had his voice in the trailer, so
Why would they
They're
get
probably gonna
that?
put a Geese Howard, probably.
What?
They're probably gonna pull a Geese Howard where
Not
like
have his
they have
voice?
where they have two voice actors.
Oh.
just get a new actor for him.
Yeah,
That's
they probably
probably-
get like previous lines for him, just like very small
Oh.
amounts, so it probably doesn't
Yeah,
make much money, maybe.
yeah. I was thinking the same thing. They might just use lines from there. What the heck is that noise?
What?
My ears.
I'm guessing that's you. Could you
Oh,
mute
that's my
yourself
bag
before
of
you?
chips.
I figured as much. Could you like mute before you try to? Anyway.
I was trying to sell it.
All right.
How much?
So yeah, so that
You
was
need your ears to hear things.
yeah, so that was the other big surprise. I'm assuming they're gonna release a season pass for season 2 and all of that, and it's great. I got to buy 3 more of those.
No, you don't.
The joys of being a TO.
You don't have to buy those. If they're not going to show up, then don't buy it. And if they
well.
show up and complain, and tell them to show up, keep showing up, so you can give them motivation to buy
Well,
it.
we've actually had a few folks show up for it the last time, so and plus folks,
Yeah, I
folks,
was one of them.
folks still kind of want to play it whenever we go up to the shop and play at the casuals things, but then we end up playing some random game. We all kind of get together, start playing Dragon Ball and Cross Tag and Street Fighter, and then somebody say, I never played this, or we'll start talking about something, and then we just started doing that. That's been like the last two times. Oh God, we played Marvel versus not even Marvel versus Marvel superheroes last time. Oh my God, I had so much fun. Juggernaut all night. Nobody even got close to beating me. It was so great. Oh, Juggernaut. Anyway,
I hate that character.
oh my God, he's so good.
He's so broken.
Space Gem, completely invincible. I turned on the Space Gem. He did a super to try to catch me while I was in animation, and I just stood there and took the whole super and then killed him because I took no damage. So good. Juggernaut. Anyway, so yeah, that was the Tekken announcement. Then Dragon Ball Fighters.
Hey, by the way, for Tekken, the DLC character is gonna be free, I think, right? For the Legacy cast, I think, if he keeps his word.
If he keeps his word, yeah. He originally said he was going to release those characters for free. Something.
Well, he keep his word, but Namco.
Exactly. This is Namco we're talking about here.
Yeah,
And
probably,
if you look at what they do with their Naruto games and their other Dragon Ball games and and Gundam, don't even get me started on Gundam.
Oh boy, I bought that game. It's the biggest game I regret buying. The 28 on 17.
Let's release 45 extra Gundams at $5 a pop.
Thank you.
And
So
not put them in any kind of bundles or nothing like that. And we know these are the ones everybody wants. The G Gundam crap, which I didn't want the G Gundam Gundams anyway. But some of the other ones is like, oh yeah, well crap. By the time I get all the ones I want, I've bought the game 45 times over.
How do you TO that game?
Oh well, no.
I hate
You
that
probably
game.
got the arcade version, probably.
Well, I
That
know
game is trash.
the last couple years, the Brett, who's been doing it at EVO the last couple of years, Bandai's actually given him special copies of the game that's had everything opened up and allows you to play multiplayer without having to be online. But it's only a special. There's only a special copy of the game where he's allowed to do that. So that's been cool. Which I watched. Which I watched Gundam on Saturday too, and it was still awesome. So
Don't buy that game.
no, I remember when you told me you bought it. I remember thinking, why did you buy that game? Because that was the game that was supposed to introduce America to the series and try to get folks worked into it. Yet at the same time, that was the most lazy translation of a game. It wasn't even a translation of a Gundam game at all. It was like completely in Japanese. There's no subtitles, so you can't even really know. If you don't watch any Gundam at all, you hear the characters talking. And me watching a lot of Gundam, like a lot of it, I understand this character comes in and says something to this other character. I know basically what they're talking about, but nobody else does. They have the soundtrack. They have most of the song titles in Japanese. It's like, how is this the game that you're supposed to be bringing Americans into, and this is the most Japanese release of a Gundam game you've ever done over here?
Now you got that theme in my head because I remember playing that game and the theme from the original was playing right now in my head. Thank you for that.
Doom, doom, doom. Yeah, don't get me started on the music. Char's theme.
I like Amuro, but I cannot stand that game.
I mean, the game itself is really good. The game itself is really good and really fun. It's one of the best ones in the series. However, the game itself is bare bones. And like I said, for something that was supposed to be a lot of Western players' introduction to Gundam, they did nothing to help the newcomer out.
Nope.
Like nothing at all.
Did they do Gundam Build Fighters too? Whatever that thing called.
Oh yeah, that new one that came out.
Yeah, they had to come out and say, hey, we screwed up, so we're gonna come out with all this stuff that was in the last game in a new update.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So.
Didn't have online co-op and nothing like that.
So yeah, the Gundam stuff. But yeah, as far as going back to the older characters being free, something's telling me, yeah, Namco's probably not gonna allow that. Namco's gonna be like
praising that, cause they be crapping on Capcom and Microsoft and be like EA and you believe like Namco get away with some scum stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
These characters are expensive too. Like Keith Howard and Malchus, they're a lot for just one character.
Well, it's like $10.
Well, yeah, because when I bought the season pass, I was under the impression that there would be more than 2 characters.
Yeah,
in the
that's
season.
Thing. And I was surprised by how much the season pass offered.
Yeah, it ended up being 2 characters in a mode.
And the mode didn't even contain online.
Yeah.
Wait. How much was the season pass?
$30
for 2 characters in the online mode.
Basically,
no, it didn't even came with online.
No, it didn't. It wasn't an online mode for the bowling.
Oh,
yeah.
2 characters in a bowling.
Bowling,
stage?
yeah. I mean, had they put
they
Tekken
get
Ball
away
back
with
in it
stuff.
with online, then it might have been worth it.
Look at that. They could have released base Goku and Vegeta for free.
Oh, well, that's been an argument. Actually, say these characters should have been in the game to begin with. So yeah. Well, going into that, they showed the new trailer for Goku and Vegeta, base and everything. So, and everybody already knew they were coming, so that wasn't really a surprise. But then at the end of that trailer, they showed Cooler, who I don't think anybody thought he was far enough along to, probably show. He looks pretty much finished. He was already voiced, at least in Japanese. And yeah, I'm wondering when he's coming out. Obviously, Goku and Vegeta came out this week. I'm actually kind of looking forward to Cooler. He's a big body character, and he might play more like I thought Brawley was going to. At least I'm hoping. We'll find out. I mean, he definitely doesn't look like he plays just like a bigger version of Frieza. So,
Yo, imagine you watch this. They're gonna do this. I wouldn't be surprised if they did this. They're gonna add the movie version of Broly for extra.
oh no, I don't doubt it. If they don't add him in to this game, he'll definitely be in the second game as the newer version of himself. And folks keep saying, "Oh, why aren't they putting any other tournament of power characters in it?" And it's like because they got to put somebody in too.
Mm-hmm.
It's
They
like
get you by the second game.
there's going to be a second game next year. Trust me. I don't think we're getting any more DLC than what they've planned for this game, and then we'll see a new game next year.
And watch people buy it, and they're gonna have all types of bull crap in it, and they're gonna buy it, and they're gonna give it a pass. Those same people crapped on Street Fighter.
Well, yeah, I still say that the same folks who crapped on Street Fighter for how bad it was when especially the online,
rightfully so.
when it came out, I was just as mad when Dragon Ball came out and the online was absolute garbage, garbage, and nobody said a word. I couldn't even get in a daggum. I couldn't even get in a room to try to go to a match. I just stopped playing. I didn't even play it. I was like, just somebody let me know when online's fixed. This is bull.
Also, what is with them and just hating menus? Why have to fill
I don't know. Why has Namco been doing that in their games more? No. ArcSys, excuse me. Why is ArcSys is like so vehement about you running around and doing stuff and like just give me a menu?
I'm like, what? I went play Cross Battlefield for the free weekend. I immediately uninstalled that game. I was like, why I want to.
Well, at least that game you can immediately bring up a menu, and do it. But Dragon Ball, you still gotta. It's like you want to play online or offline. Walk around this place, and who thought that was a good idea? Let's make a game where folks want to just jump in, but no, let's have them walk around this map and do funny stuff first.
Well, you could teleport in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but that's still extra button presses.
It is extra buttons.
It's
true.
extra button presses when it should be down, X, and I should be able to get into something. No, now it's L2, down, X. Okay, I just moved there. X again, going through all that. It's just extra.
Hey, nobody wants to put in a Konami code to get the training mode, bro.
Let's see, up, downtown, L2, L1, BA start. Okay, I'm in. Yeah, it's just, I know in the grand scheme of things, it adds a few extra seconds, but it's still extra.
It's like annoying and for no reason.
Give me an option to just have a menu.
Thank you.
I mean, I know I'm not the only one that thinks that, and I don't know if it's just an old thing. It doesn't seem to me because I'm definitely not the only one saying it. But for Christ's sake.
No. Millennials want to do extra work to get to training.
Apparently so. Or they really like the idea of walking around with a super deformed character and a visual representation of a menu. And it's like, that's okay too if you put everything close. But for crying out loud, I got to run all the way from the staircase around the side of the thing all the way to the top right just to play Versus at a tournament. It's ridiculous.
Unacceptable.
But anyway.
Even the lobbies, like online lobby matchmaking, is kind of bad too.
Oh God, yeah. I still don't know how to do it. I tried to make a ring match just to see how to do it, and I was as confused as I am trying to use Discord. I'm like, okay, I did. Wait, why is nobody joining? Wait, I didn't do. Screw it. It's too much.
Simple menu.
It's too much.
Different, just for the sake of being different.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me too. I don't. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, cooler for Dragon Ball, and that just leaves, if the leak list is right, which it seems to be 100% so far, that leaves the only character left for Dragon Ball would be Android 17.
No, let me give them some credit. At least they didn't use that ugly design metal cooler. I hated that.
Oh, metal cooler. Yeah, I forgot all about metal cooler. I was watching a video last night.
So lame.
I watched a
So
video
lame.
yesterday where somebody was talking about Metal Cooler. I was like,
It's just
I
regular
forgot
cooler,
all about
just
Metal
silver.
Cooler. Oh God, no, yeah, let's not do Metal Cooler. I mean, Metal Cooler was almost as bad as Brawley, which, if you don't know what that is, just don't bother.
I know what that is, unfortunately.
Woo! Brawley was cool until Brawley. It was like, okay, enough of the Brawley already. We're done with
If you
Brawley
didn't
now.
consider those movies, like you didn't know if they were canon or not, just watch that one. You'd be like, yep,
Yeah.
it's definitely not canon.
Well, the funny thing was, originally 8 was supposed to be canon, even though it couldn't have happened timeline-wise. Well, it could have happened timeline-wise, but it would have been in the time between when Cell announced the Cell games and when they went to the Cell games. And since nobody ever mentioned anything about the Cell games or Cell at all, probably didn't happen. But when Toriyama originally wrote the story for 8, Brawley was always supposed to be a canon story. So the first Dragon Ball film was supposed to be canon, 8 was supposed to be canon, and 13 was supposed to be canon. Technically, 13 still can be canon, even with Super and all that stuff going on.
Wait, which one is 13?
That was not Janemba, the other one. Janemba was 12.
Harugan?
Yeah, Hildegard. Yeah,
He's supposed to be canon?
supposed to be. Yeah, because it happens
How?
after it happens after everything. So
But this whole sword and Trunks thing, that
yeah, I suppose to explain how Trunks got the sword. Yeah.
I still don't see how he got the sword.
And they still hadn't told the story, so technically it may still be canon, but I
Yes,
think
I- hold on,
since
hold on.
I think since then they've gone back and said none of the films are canon now. But back in the day, those 3 films, 1, 8, and 13, were supposed to be canon.
What about Pycon?
PyCon, oh, I like him, and they need to
He should be
put him in the
canon.
game.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
He's not canon now.
He should be. No,
Yeah.
that's like a bit of debate about that. He can technically be.
He can be because he was introduced in the Heavens tournament, which was by far and easily the best filler series in all of the series. Because it was actually really good, and they actually introduced a
You
good
can't
character,
say
and there was some
you
really
can't
good
use
fights.
the manga because even the super manga is different from the anime.
Yeah, in a lot of ways for the better. To me, I think the fight with now I'm only up to reading
Nolan,
the Heavens tournament now. What's up?
can you look at the chat. Just look at the chat.
Or is he talking to me?
Yeah.
Well,
He
but,
say
40 years old, man. Whatever. It's cool.
40. I
Yeah,
thought you was
yeah.
37.
No.
Why you old? You up there with Valle.
Yeah, I'm old. I watched all this stuff when it was actually airing on TV. So, yeah, me and somebody else joked about that the other day. We're talking about older games, and we used to always joke around. Like just 5 years ago, we joke around with younger folks like, "Yeah, you weren't even born when playing it." Now we say it, and it's probably true.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, you weren't even alive when that game came out. God dang it, man! I'm so old. But yeah.
He said he had fun in Alabama.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, that wasn't our best showing either. We were kind of in a kind of on tilt that whole tournament. Hopefully next time we'll do better.
I wasn't aware you guys were from Louisiana.
I did. I was because he's the
Black
only
and
reason
Galaxy,
why
yeah.
he knew about that because I put him in the group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I did kind of feel bad when I heard he was driving back to Louisiana. I was like, oh man, he came all the way from Louisiana for this, man.
He drove back. I thought he was gonna like drive through, and I thought he was gonna stay or something. Cause he's going to Florida. He's gonna drive all the way back to Louisiana, and come right back through Alabama and stuff again.
Well, I mean, CEO was the next week, right? I mean,
Figured
unless he had somewhere to stay
for
the
that
whole week in Florida. Yeah.
I figured he did because I wouldn't have came out to that event.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't have
No,
drive all the way back.
I don't doubt it. But
He didn't go to catch Fusaka's though, which disappointed me.
what's that?
Oh my God, he's from here. He said people are always shocked when we say we're from Mobile. Oh, you really? Oh, you really? You would know what Fusaka's is.
Oh, Fusacklets. I thought you said something else.
Fosacles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of theirs. I always hear everybody talk about Fusaklis. I finally had some
Man, that
Fusaklis.
started here, man. You gotta support local businesses
Oh, I do. I try all the
like
time,
Checkers.
but Checkers is not.
Yes, it is. It started in Mobile. You want to do it?
Did it start in Mobile?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I believe. First time
Checkers'
I ever
first
had.
location
First time
was
I
here.
remember. I still remember being a kid. First time I ever had the fries was in New Orleans.
No, it started here,
It
man.
was at a place called
The CEO would tell you that. You never seen the
Rallies.
Undercover Boss show?
Hmm?
Undercover Boss? Well,
No,
they had
I never saw that episode. I always hear about it, but I've never seen it.
yeah, it tell you from here. That's how I learned about it. And I looked
Huh.
it up. They're from here.
Really? Because I don't remember going to Checkers for years after we went to rallies in New Orleans.
And then they
My
combined.
dad was going to school there, and whenever we go to see him, we'd always go get these amazing French fries. That's all all I knew is like if we were going to New Orleans, we better get those dang French fries.
Now you can just go to Walmart and get them.
Well, yeah, they're still not.
Oh, yeah.
They're
You
not
can get them
quite the
French
same,
fries
though.
now.
Yeah.
Outside.
But I remember the first Checkers I remember going to was in the Festival Center when Walmart was over there. When that first Walmart opened up, well, the big Walmart opened up in the Festival Center, and there was a Checkers right next to it. So Mom stopped off to get us some food on the way home, and I remember
Underrated
getting the
burger
bag in the car and smelling it. We were all like, "What? Wait a minute!
chain. Them fries.
These are those fries, Checkers! Oh my God!" We knew it was called something else, and since then, obviously, we found out it's called Rallies and other places too. But yeah. So.
Yeah, they merged now, so from the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I don't even remember what we were talking about now. Somehow we start talking about food.
You're talking about the Louisiana people that came to our tournament.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about before that?
Dragon Ball.
Probably Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Icon and
Oh, PyCon and all that.
Canon.
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
said y'all going to Red September.
Yes, we will be streaming Red September. Actually, I meant to bring that up earlier. We'll talk about it more next month. But yeah, we'll be up there.
I probably not because I don't have a ride there. So yeah, you might not see me.
Oh, come on, man. Isn't there this it's like an Uber or something, right? It'll cost you about $120.
That's too much money to be going to a tournament that I may or may not get my investment back on.
Hey. Yeah, no, usually a lot of good players show up. Louisiana, Mississippi, sometimes even Alabama. I think they just recently found out
Joe Bot just nuked him.
what happened? Oh, I know. Yeah, I meant to turn that off. Yeah, this the auto mod thing.
I don't know what he said.
No, it's the auto mod. I forgot to turn that off because I remember the same thing happened to you last week. If you use more than I think it's 8 caps.
I think Ace can go over his things. He can go and click on and see what it said. Since he's a mod.
No, I
I don't
can.
think it does that. I think it's only for the admin.
Yeah, I can see it. He said, yeah. He just said, "Come on, Sam," but it was in all caps. I think if you do more than 8 caps, it ought to.
He said something
damage
else
you.
after that. I heard that though. Yeah, man, I ain't got no.
No,
right to go
that's
like
all he
that.
said. Because everything he said, I can see it here. I meant to.
I went. The only reason I went last in 2014 is because Nolan took me. That's the only reason I went that time.
Oh yeah, we needed help that time. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the only reason I went.
but now I don't need you. So.
He gonna message me. in the chat.
You didn't
But yeah, you should go, man. You are the best player in Mobile. Come on.
That don't mean nothing when you ain't got no car to get
If
there.
I can come in second place, shoot, you can take it easy. I'll probably play up there. We'll see. We'll see how busy it is because last year was huge. I mean, I don't think anybody expected as many folks to show up as they did, but
I
it
wanted
was
to go last
it
year,
was
too.
it was so good. It was so great. We had so much fun up there, and we were so tired by the end of it. Which Southern Discomfort too. You know, we did that last month, and that was a lot of fun.
I heard about that. I was watching. That
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Second place, baby.
I could have won that too. That
Yeah,
game was not that
you
good.
could have won that.
Oh, you,
Well, I don't know that other dude that was up there was really good. I already knew the second he walked in. I told everybody, it's like, okay, I don't know, I didn't recognize a lot of players because I don't know the Street Fighter players in that area of Mississippi. But when Wootsick walked in, I told everybody he's probably gonna win. I'm probably gonna come in
wouldn't
like
beat
second
me?
or third. I would have been interested to see.
Yeah, who's that? Exactly. Woodstick. He's like, who was? Yes, in the chat.
He's known up in Central Mississippi.
Yeah, you ain't gonna beat me.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
He used to be in North Mississippi, but
Yeah, I think he's in Jackson.
He gonna get these spinning mixers. You better watch out.
Yeah, yeah. You should try to come to Northam. It's a good time. I mean, it's the biggest event besides Baited in this area around. About the same amount of time of drive. It's only 2 hours away. So.
I did like that one. But the only reason I went to that because I went with you.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't feel like trying to drive 2 hours alone.
Oh, he said, yeah, I remember he came to Slam 2 years ago. His urine is legit. Not as legit as mine.
Yours is probably better. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know who I train with? I get my tech from the best urine in Florida.
Who's that?
Rushdown V2.
Okay. No idea who that is.
Of course, because you don't be around in Florida. You don't play the game.
Yeah, I play it when I get a chance, man. I told you before. I am content with my lot in life as it comes to fighting games as a whole. I'm not putting in 12 hours a day on them anymore. I just play them for fun, and if I beat somebody when I compete, cool.
See,
Sometimes sometimes they take me up to.
He said I'm cool with him, but he don't like me because I be trolling his chat. But he knows I am.
Well, I mean, I don't like you that much either, so
See,
I understand. Once you get to know you, you're okay. But the way you come on sometimes, it's like you talk like a. Never mind. Anyway, getting back on topic. That was all the announcements for Dragon Ball. Then finally, Street Fighter V came up at like 2 a.m. Oh my God! Why did EVO Finals last so long?
oh, hey Nolan, by the way, there's something we're missing.
What's that?
Well, Marvel vs. Capcom.
What about Marvel vs. Capcom? You know what? I was gonna insert a Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite joke like I always do, but I was like, you know what? I'm done. It's obviously not gonna happen.
read the chat again.
What we got? Well, thank you, sir. I try to be respectful. That's all you can be. And when you get as old and slow as me, those who can't TO,
Yeah, we're gonna be paying for his retirement.
Paying for nothing. All of my retirement's going to paying for all of this. 6 PlayStations and 9 monitors and all that crap just for folks to complain that I didn't have all the DLC for Windjammers. You know what? Screw you guys. That's exactly what my life is like. That's what my life is.
Windjammers, who plays that? I didn't know that was a serious game.
Doing events for sometimes for younger folks, that's what it can be. It can be like having kids. No matter what you do, it's not good enough. But as long as one person enjoys themselves and says, "Thank you, I enjoyed this. I'm glad you did this." I'm like, you know what? I want to do it again. So that's why we keep going, because we do enjoy it. But sometimes it can be maddening. But yeah, the MVCI thing, yeah, I didn't even bother. And I was like, it's over. No, well, okay, so it was at EVO. It was apparently on EVO 7, which I didn't know existed, which was a new Twitch channel for EVO this year. So I completely missed it. Went back to try to watch the archive of it. Of course, that's the one archive that's messed up. It says it's like 2.5 hours long, but you go to watch it, and it's only 8 minutes long. So obviously something happened with the encode in it when it was archiving it. So they say they're going to put it up on YouTube somewhere eventually. I'm not even sure which streamer. I'm not even sure which streamer was the one that actually recorded it, because it's probably going to go up on his channel, his or her channel. And so I have no idea. I didn't even bother to look it up when I found out I completely missed it. So yeah.
It sucks that game died. I heard it was not that bad as people made
It's
it up.
actually really fun. I so enjoy playing that game. It's actually really fun. I completely agree that it's kind of ugly. The presentation of the game wasn't that great, and the character selection could have been better, but the mechanics of it is really fun. I feel like the same way I felt like with Cross Tekken when it came out.
They say it's dead, but can they revive it? You know,
I feel like they could have, and I feel like Capcom thought about it. I feel like Disney to them, that game was always just an advertisement for Infinity War. Once Infinity War was over, they didn't care anymore. And I felt like
but they doing another one next
I felt
year,
like
right?
March was coming around. Infinity War was coming out. Coming out. They announced the whole Fox deal where they could have got the X-Men characters back, which again was never really any issue of them putting those characters in the game. That's just their own internal thing that they didn't want to push stuff that they didn't own everything to. So they could have put the X-Men in the game anytime they felt like. They could have put, whatever other characters, Fantastic Four characters, Doctor Doom or whatnot in the game anytime they wanted to. That wasn't a rights issue. That was a Disney and Marvel not wanting to use something they didn't own the complete rights to. And that game to them, I believe, was only supposed to be a big advertisement for Infinity War. Once Infinity War came out, they would let Capcom do whatever they wanted to it, which I still think was the deal. But by March of this year, Capcom was like, forget it. I feel like there was for a second they were going to try to do it, but it was so much bad word of mouth about it. There was so much, talk about it not being an EVO at that point. It just felt like there was no point. Even no matter what they would have done to it, nobody would have came back to play it. They felt like, and they're probably right. So, but I hate the fact that we missed out on more of what was actually a really good game, and it was their fault. I'm not trying to defend the game. I'll defend the gameplay of the game all day. I'm not going to defend how it was released, how it was shown.
That bot is killing him. That bot is killing him right now.
What did he do?
The caption is still going on, and he didn't use all caps.
No, he didn't.
No.
He was just using short names for the games and just yeah.
It's not even showing a reason either. I'm so sorry, dude.
From using caps.
I'm sorry, dude.
Where we get some APT cops?
I'm trying to figure out how to get in this auto mod. I thought I turned all this off. Apparently, I didn't. I'll have to do it. I'll have to do it after. Just trying to use caps is all I can tell you. I'm so sorry. Let's see. I love MVC. I still DBZF couldn't replace Marvel to me personally. I love Blaze Blue Tag even more than DBZF. DBZF was a pretty good game, but DBZF, I think it was that sentence right there. It was too many caps in one sentence. It's not that great in competitive perspective, though. I'm hearing a lot of folks. Now you should be good because you're a. I know I turned it off for regulars, so you should be good. But I thought I turned it off for everybody, but apparently I didn't.
Caps and it didn't do nothing to
I know that's what I'm saying. But I've heard a lot of folks say that exact thing. There's been a lot of folks who have been more in the tag as far as competitive play than fighters. And I heard that from Pika Shocks last time. He's like basically he doesn't even really play Dragon Ball anymore. It's just all about tag now. So I've heard that a few times. Now that folks are more into tag than they are Dragon Ball.
So you think Dragon Ball got serious competition?
No, it's just that it's just something about it competitively that they enjoy about tag more than DBZ.
I would rather play it because I ain't gotta learn 3 characters. I'd rather have 2-on-2s. That's too much for me.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball was going for. They were definitely trying to fill in the space that Marvel vs. Capcom left. It almost feels like to me is like almost like the PlayStation 4 did that E3 when Xbox came out and didn't really say in the press conference that they were gonna what was it? They were gonna it was gonna be online only and you had to check in and all that crap. And Sony turned around and just was like, we can bury them with this. In their press conference the next day, they went and shot that little video about how you could share games and all that kind of stuff. And buried in all the hoopla and the screaming, Sony also mentioned that they were going to charge for online play. But hey, you can share your games.
You can share Epic
and I'm looking around at everybody screaming and enjoying. It's like, Did you not just hear the part where he said they're basically gonna introduce Xbox Live to PSN? So, yeah, I think that's what I feel like happened when NBCI, because they were working on Dragon Ball while NBCI was being worked on too, and they were thinking, okay, cool, we'll come out a little bit after, and it'll be, but watching everything bad that kept snowballing, even worse and worse as it rolled downhill, they were like, hey, we have this game over here that's 3 players and has everything that you want and characters that you love and blah, 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 blah. And it worked.
And Android's 18 face looks good.
Yeah. She looks just like she does in the anime. Hey, imagine that. I don't know who okayed that art style in MVCI. I could never quite put my finger on what was wrong with it, but Maximilian said it best. It was like this odd mixture of realistic and anime at the same time. That's how you got old messed up Chun-Li's face.
Nah, we got messed up Dante and
Messed up Dante too.
Nero
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. Zero. I mean
Nero.
Wait, Nero was in it?
5. How that game looks.
Oh, Devil May. Well, Devil May Cry 5 is just going for a more realistic look.
Nero looks ugly.
I didn't think so. I've heard a lot of folks say that though, but yeah. Let's see.
Capcom needs
Not
to
the same
do
as all the games.
2.5 like Xrd and Dragon Ball did. They do.
Like 2.5 of
Like Xrd and Dragon Ball did. They do. Like whatever you're doing now, it ain't working.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like a full on
2.5D.
cell shaded game or just a 3D game with a more cartoony look or something like that. Yeah.
I even taken what's
Yeah.
the last King of Fighters game that had
KOF 14.
14.
yeah, that game. That game had beautiful art style. Remember
Oh
we
no,
played
no,
that?
no, KOF 13.
Yeah, well, 13, yeah. 13 was nice, although I never
we
really liked the
have?
way
PC.
Athena
the one
looked in
we
that
built
game,
up.
though. I was always kind of upset with that.
They always change her though.
She always, it's like, well, she's always been like kind of tall and more slender, and she was a little more round in that game. I just never really cared for that. But everybody else looked awesome, and freaking
Doctor Who of the game.
freaking Ralph and Clark looked like freaking just it was just like boom, pumped up. It's like, oh my god, what happened to those
that game was
guys?
hand drawn. That's why they won't do it again, because they don't want to draw them.
Well, yeah, drawing a sprite is already hard enough. Drawing an HD sprite in 1080p was something that would look good in 1080 upscale to 1080p is hard. Yeah, I knew 12 and 13 was probably going to be the last time they drew sprites, because I remember hearing how hard a time they had with 12, and then 13 they used most of the sprites from 12 and just had to make a few new ones.
But damn, did it look good though?
Oh, it did look good though. Yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
Maybe they can do the Blaze Blue route.
Probably. Well, okay, why is it Blaze Blue or Blaz? I'm confused about this.
I always say Blaze Blue, but some folks say Blaz.
Some people say the E is not in the Japanese language, so you could just say Blaze.
Well, there isn't an E in it. It's just BLAZ. Blue.
So that's why they just call it Blaz over there, but it's supposed to be Blaze. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Everybody knows what you're saying. If you say Blaz Blue,
like
Blaze
the
Blue,
X in
Blaz Blue, it
between
doesn't matter.
Hunter is like, do I say that?
Hunter X Hunter. Yeah, for years I didn't know, and I didn't know until they started saying it on Cartoon Network when it aired on there, and they just said Hunter Hunter. I was like, all right, Hunter it is. that's seriously the way I found out how to pronounce it.
Hunter.
Hunter. That's what I called it for the longest time.
Of
Yeah.
course, it's much cheaper. I don't know why they did that. But didn't they already come out with a what's it called, Maximum something King of Fighters, and it was like 3D?
Oh God, Maximum
Impact.
Impact.
Yeah.
It was like around PlayStation 2 times.
Yeah.
Wasn't that ugly? Why would they do that again?
Yeah, it
Like
was
that.
it was kind of cool, but that was in the Great Drought though. That's when SNK was really the only SNK and ArcSys were really the only company still making fighting games at the time. So folks like me who there was no Street Fighter anymore, and this was years after CVS2 and all that. So any new thing I was going to try out, except
Hey
for
man, you keep forgetting about Chaos though. Like, come on.
Chaos. What? Oh, SVC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that game was cool, but I didn't have a
Oh,
Neo Geo. I had
I
an
always wanted
emulator.
to play that. It was on Xbox.
Was it?
Yeah, it was ported on home consoles too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I just completely missed that then.
it was on Xbox.
The sprite work is pretty decent for
No,
the.
no,
Yeah.
it is. It's really good. I actually, when I finally did play it, I really
Capcom
enjoyed
did
it.
the. SK did the artwork for the Street Fighter characters. A lot of people
Yeah,
didn't like it.
yeah.
From what
Well,
I heard,
it
I
was
still wanted to play that game.
it was a little different, but
I thought it was
I
alright.
liked the characters that they put in it though. The alien from
He said the pulp
Metal
was
Metal
terrible.
Slug. Um,
I
yeah,
still wanted to play
I've
it.
always only played it on the emulator though. So, but yeah, the Maximum Impact games were not
Yeah,
good.
yeah. That was back in the day when they were trying to, 3D with the new.
3D was
know,
the
They had to try to push out for that new style because, that was, EX series kind of came off with that, trying to give the 3D vibe too. Then, Maximum Impact tried that after a long time, and there was another game, Street Fighter, well, Capcom trying to make that had the arcade release, but it didn't come out at all. It was the unreleased arcade game that had Alex and Ingrid in it, and Ryu.
Oh, that was gonna be Capcom All Stars.
Yes.
Yeah, which I was super excited for. I couldn't wait for that game to come out, and it never came out. And they ended up releasing Capcom Fighters Evolution.
I like that game. Everybody hated it, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
care.
me and
That
you
was
had a
very
discussion about that
unbalanced.
game before.
Very unbalanced game.
So bad. I mean, graphically, it was just not good. The backgrounds were low resolution, blurry messes.
Morgan Sprite.
I mean, oh god, yeah, they just like, oh, it's like they didn't even try with that game. They had this awesome game coming out in Capcom All Stars, which folks still want to this day. It's like, why don't they just do a Capcom versus Capcom? How hard is that? It'd be so easy. But no, let's.
Regulation A that never released on consoles.
What's that?
He said KOF Regulation A.
Oh yeah, that was wasn't that
Never heard of that.
that was one of the Maximum Impacts, and they changed the name of it, didn't they?
Probably like another revive.
He was fun, but it was terrible.
That was Maximum Impact Regulation
Yeah, yeah,
8, wasn't it?
yeah. I think they changed the name of it because by that time Maximum Impact didn't have a good name going around. So hey, if we change the name, folks might get fooled into playing it.
Wait. So there was another Regulation A.
Yeah, it was the third of the 3D KOF games. It was basically Maximum Impact 3. Basically, it was like,
But what's he saying of that? That wasn't an arcade release because it wasn't a console release because I'm seeing Regulation A was it was, but
no, yeah, it came out. I don't think it came out in America.
He said it wasn't released in the US. My bad.
Yeah,
oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. yeah. I've definitely seen it before though. Yeah, I don't think it was released in America though. So, yeah. So let's try to finish. Try to finish the EVO announcements. We're right at the last one. Street Fighter 5. Then they came out. It's not like we didn't know G and Sagat were coming. We didn't know they were both coming the next day.
Yeah, they're releasing like G
Well-
stuff. I didn't see no Sagat stuff on
Well,
Twitter.
we weren't even sure if we were going to get a Sagat trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of thought they might do it just to do it, but me and my brother actually talked about it a few days before Evo. We were thinking, yeah, they might go ahead and show Sagat, but they might hold him back for they might hold it back for either Gamescom to have something there or Tokyo Game Show closer to when we thought he might be out because we didn't think Scott was going to be out till like maybe October. So
Nobody cares about Ice, Dan. Nobody cares about Ice, Dan.
no. So I knew there was a chance that they would at least show him, just to get the hype up for him, because they knew that was the character everybody was waiting for in season 3. So they show G, and then he comes out with the patch on. So obviously, okay, cool, we're going to see Sagat. So I'm watching that trailer like a hawk, trying to look for a release date. The very end of the trailer, of the one that they actually showed live at EVO, they showed like August. I said, oh, he's coming out in August too. And then they show, both characters available tomorrow. And that woke me up too, because I was like almost asleep, and I was like, I need to try to stay up to watch Street Fighter. I don't think we're going to make it, but I was pretty hyped up after that. So that was now with them releasing both characters now. What does that leave them for the rest of the year? Do they not care, or do they just want to hype season 4 for the rest of the year?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's probably their plan. We're going to probably prep up for season 4. Probably have a character ready, because
if these two were already done, that means they're already obviously working on something else. Are we going to get the new story mode this year?
What
now? Oh, your name.
No, the bot.
Well, yeah.
Again.
Yeah. He actually put your name in there, and it was too many.
He got caught. He said he got caught in a frame trap.
Let me try to do this while we talk about this. So
I like how he just adds you and he gets banned for it.
Because his name is all caps. There it is. Okay, I found it. There. It's off. There. All right, we're good. We're good. Yeah, test it now, Dan. I'm so sorry.
I just said I'm gonna stop before that bot zaps you again. He got zapped.
Yeah, and he added you, and that's what did it, because your name is in all caps.
Calling a frame trap. That's classic.
That was pretty funny. But so, which leads us into season 4 of Street Fighter.
You think they're gonna be? I think they should add. Since they released Sagat and him so early, they should do an extra bonus character for free.
Okay, so the rumor's been going around for a while that same dude has been saying all the stuff about Smash and MVCI that turned out to probably not be true, unless Capcom totally surprises everybody week after next at Gamescom and says, "Hey, here's some extra stuff for MVCI." I don't think it's going to happen anymore. But all of his stuff that he said for almost everything else has been true. He originally said we were supposed to get 4 free characters this year, which could still have happened, but I doubt it now. He gave a list of characters who's probably going to be in season 4, and he says now the plan is 2 characters are supposed to be given away for free at the launch of season 4.
He said Necro and Viper for season 4.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Why would he need Necro? He's pretty much already in the game, just separated.
I mean, it makes sense storyline wise that you be moving into Street Fighter 3 storyline.
That's one of my friends said they're just turning this game into Street Fighter 3.
Yeah.
But we already got that. We're past that game. The game's old. Nobody even liked that game when it first came out.
No, and I will tell everybody that younger folks who weren't around in the arcade days when Street Fighter 3, the first game, came out, everybody looks at that game with like this vision of it was such a great game and everybody loved it. No, nobody liked Street Fighter 3 when it came out. I can tell you that. I was the only guy sitting in our arcade playing that game, waiting for somebody else to come up and play it. Nobody liked Street Fighter 3 when it came out. Second Impact was a better game. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike was a great game, but it was still a complete and utter flop. It destroyed the Street Fighter name for years.
Yep.
But it's funny when you hear folks talk about it now. It's like, oh, it's just so great, and it's one of the most biggest games. I don't know why they don't do more stuff like Street Fighter 3, and I had to tap them on the shoulder. And it's like, read this. Look at the sales of Street Fighter 3 compared to any other Street Fighter, even 5, and all of them outsold 3.
Street Fighter 3 ruined that Karula's man's life. Leave it at that.
More or less, yeah. And it wasn't even so much from a gameplay perspective, even though it was very different with the parry system and everything. I don't think it was the difficulty spike that really turned everybody off. The big one when Street Fighter 3 first came out,
Like him
was
so much.
was the fact that the first release of it didn't even have Ryu and Ken. It was all these new characters. It's like, who the hell is this? Where's Zangief? Where's
Hey,
Blanca? Where's
Yep.
that's what Dan
Dawson?
said in the chat.
Where's Ryu? And
Street Fighter
so,
One is an exception to that rule, Dan.
well, Street Fighter One was the first one, obviously, which is hilarious. I had some
No,
folks
he's
try
just
it.
saying, look how people treated the newer Street Fighter ones when they came out. As saying that everybody hated them, and then they started liking them. But no, nobody was doing that with Street Fighter One, man. Nobody was like, "Hey, Street Fighter Two sucks. Let's all go play Street Fighter One." Nobody was saying
Well, yeah, well, Street Fighter One, there
Street
was
Fighter 1
nothing.
had a lot of bad controls.
Yeah, Street Fighter One was a
Worse
bad game.
controls.
Go back
Yeah.
and when we were up at the shop the last week, it was just last week. I had some guys try out Street Fighter One to explain to them how fighting games felt in the '80s, and Street Fighter One was really the only one besides like Yi Ar Kung Fu.
that.
you know,
Karate Kid, it was called.
yeah, like karate,
Champ.
Karate Champ and Yi Ar Kung Fu really are the like the first fighting games. Street Fighter One was the first one to try to do it like that, where it was. But you go up and play it now, it feels like a parlor arcade game. It's clunky, it's horrible. You can't do anything in it. And after having them play that, I was like, now if you go back and play Street Fighter Two, you will see why Street Fighter Two to this day is still considered such a milestone in gaming as a whole.
Yep, combos were an accident. I heard.
Oh, and Street Fighter 2? Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. They, it was just kind of one of those things that you found out, hey, if I do a duck kick after I do a jump kick, you can't block that. It's like, really? That's so broken. And to this day, anytime somebody does that combo, we always call it the old Street Fighter 2. It's the first combo everybody learned. Jump kick, sweep. Jump kick, sweep. Jump kick, sweep. But yeah, that always happens though. I remember, and like when folks talk about how great MVC2 was and how it's one of the most beloved games of all time. Like, you weren't around when MVC2 was coming out, and everybody thought, including me, thought that game was going to be horrible. It was 4 buttons, which means they dumbed it down. They reused all the sprites and the 3D backgrounds and all of that stuff. The biggest complaint though was the change in the control scheme, and it was somewhat simplified. But once everybody played it, they got over it. Then when MVC3 was coming out and it was only a 3-attack button system, the same complaints started coming, and I just started laughing. I was like, this is hilarious. Everyone said the exact same thing about MVC2 before it came out. So yeah, everybody always kind of loves the older thing when the new one, when the new one comes out. Oh, there's going to be something wrong with it. Sure.
Yep.
See, that didn't really happen until 3 though. I think 3 was the one that kind of put the kind of whoa in everybody's thought processes when a new version of a game comes out, because all the iterations of 2 was better than the last one, but 3 was not. And I know for older players, that's kind of the I don't know. They changed a lot. Let's wait and see. I remember being excited about 3 until I played it, and I mean, animation and art wise, it was gorgeous. But man, where the hell is Ryu and Ken? That was the very first release of the game that immediately Capcom was like, okay, we need to put Ryu and Ken back in the game. And then that was the basically the final version that came out in arcades. But some arcades got the early build of it that didn't even have Ryu and Ken in it. Alex, some weird looking blonde dude named Alex is the main character. And he's a wrestler. Who makes a wrestler the main character? What the hell? It's just, so odd. And why did they put this weird blue guy in there? If they wanted to put a stretch guy that can electrocute folks in there, why didn't they just put Dawson and Blanca back in the game? Somebody we recognized. Capcom learned since then, though. It's like, put some characters that everybody recognizes in there, and then introduce the new ones after that.
Is there even a ROM dump of that for the older version of Street Fighter 3?
I don't know. I've never seen one. There could be.
Because I don't think I've seen one before.
There may be one out there, but I've never actually seen it myself. But yeah, if the leaked list the last leaked list that I saw said that Necro Viper Q, which we'll get in that in a second. Is it Necro Viper Q? Shoot.
Honda.
Hmm.
I heard Honda too.
No,
Yeah,
I heard somebody say that this weekend actually, but I've never heard Honda in any of the leaks that I saw. Makoto.
I heard her.
Dakota would fit with this kind of style game too. I bet.
Yeah, I think she would. I think she would fit in 5 actually.
She's gonna
Pretty
compete
well.
with Bison and slow. There's a walk speed.
Yeah. Like a brand new character. And Sodom. Yeah.
Sodium. That's what I said earlier. I said sodium.
Oh, okay then. So those were the characters. Those are the 6 that were rumored supposed to be coming out. And according to the guy, instead of the 4 free characters that we were supposed to get as a surprise this year, it's going to be 2 free characters at the start of season 4 next year, and then 6 more after that.
Don't forget about the nerfs.
What nerfs?
Oh, you know Cammy getting that work.
Oh, Cammy? Probably.
Yeah, you know she getting nerfs. They complain too much. I told them it was last season. It was Rashid and Abigail. Now it's Cammy Akuma.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, endless cycle. Instead of learning to adapt, they want the nerfs.
Dudley would be cool in 5, I think.
We already got a boxer though. Balrog is enough of a headache.
Yeah, but Dudley was always, he was more of an actual boxer. Balrog was more of a power, he's a charge character too, so, but he was always more about,
Hey,
power. Or Dudley was more of the, scientific boxer. Classical boxer type.
Basically, he was a pussy.
Sure. However you want to call it. But what do y'all think about G and Sagat?
I think G is better than Sagat in terms of like just people saying that.
Mm-hmm.
That's everybody's like really all hyped about like G and saying he's like putting him on high up until this. Everybody saying Sagat's not that good. Somebody said he's Street Fighter 4. Sagat just 10 years old and very slow.
Yeah, so I keep hearing he's slow. Now, I'm not a Sagat fan. I didn't even want him in this game, so I don't particularly care if he's good or not. To be honest,
Street Fighter 4 with slow footsies. This is somewhat slow footsies. If you can try to play footsies with the crush gun mechanic, or crush cancer, I call it.
I like how Sagat plays.
I personally thought he was fine.
Wait, hold up. What? How you like how somebody plays in a game you don't play?
Because I've been playing Sagat.
Where?
We've
been paying offline.
No. Here's the thing I want to know from an Ace.
And I played with online with Paul and Andre.
Timmy.
Okay. Here's the thing I want to know. What does John think?
Yeah, that was a weird one.
He moved on.
Oh, he moved on a long time ago.
Yeah, he moved on a long time. But yeah, so it's weird because when he first tried him out, he said something about him feels weird. Like he feels like slower, and like his almost feels like really kind of weird compared to like how he remembered before. But that seemed like a thing that just happened for everybody in Street Fighter 5. Like everybody's normals has shrunk kind of compared to previous games, and the walk speed. From what I read up in the forums, and I'm thinking from if I remember correctly, I think he walks faster in this game than he did in 4.
Really?
Yeah.
See, again, I'm not a big Sagat player nor fan. Like I said, I didn't want him in this game to begin with. But when I played with him, I didn't feel like he was any slower than he was in 4.
My question is, should Sagat be trying to walk? Shouldn't he just be throwing tiger shots and zoning you?
Yes. It's kind of my thought, too.
Be in the corner. So
I know, but still,
I mean, plus this dude is 7'5" and 216 pounds. That's like really weird.
Still taller than him.
It's really weird. Although I was happy to see that he was more proportioned like his Street Fighter 2 self instead of like Street Fighter Alpha, which I did like. Buff Sagat from Street Fighter Alpha 2, the more anime look for him. But I liked it that he was the the skinnier build one. Even a little bit over Street Fighter 4. He's much more, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Just thinner. But
His
216
color-
seems like a really low weight for somebody who's 7'5". I don't care if you had muscle on you or not. You're not going to be 216 pounds. It's just.
Jensen said in his ES color outfit, he's like he has a golden trash bag on his chest.
I hadn't seen his EX color yet. I need to try that out. I tell you, I'm starting to like G. I'm starting to
I
get
love
into
how
him.
G's like paid outfit, the battle one, is worse than the story one.
His
I
what?
just love that. His his story outfit, he kind of looks like Q with the mask. It's
Oh.
way better than his battle outfit. His battle outfit is trash.
Oh yeah, the hunting.
The one with golf clubs, or well, no,
No, it's like a
he has
like a rifle.
Yeah, it's trash. I don't like that. That should have been a story outfit.
I kind of agree with you actually.
I don't know. I think of like that very first Jumanji guy. I don't know what that guy's name
So-
was, but he.
So
Trash. Hey, stop trying to defend it.
Oh no, the Q one's infinitely better than this one.
Uh-huh.
Trash.
There's obviously been some changes because you remember that leaked picture of the season pass thing that showed the Q outfit before. On that picture, that was Q's mask. This one is more like the Friday the 13th mask,
Or some kind of-
Yeah,
like a
there's,
hockey
like,
mask.
And
And
there's like these weird holes in it. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm wondering if
He has
they
to
went
breathe,
back.
goddamn.
Well, no, I'm wondering if they went and did that because again, Q was rumored to be a character in season 4, and a lot of folks took that. Okay, so he still has the Q outfit, therefore Q won't be in season 4. But I'm wondering, even though he has a lot of Qs, he has a lot of moves that not exactly like Q's, but they're basically Q's moves. But I'm wondering, and I've also heard some interesting theories about his actual story and everything.
I
but-
did his story.
But I'm wondering if he turns into a Q, like
I wonder
storyline
if
wise.
people saying that Q was just one of his followers or something.
One of his followers?
Yeah, because
Possibly.
in the story he's gathering like a lot of attention online. Like he didn't
Yeah.
have nobody really messing with him online until Rashid started fighting him, and he started getting more people watching him. So he may just have an online presence. He may just turn into some Alex Jones Frostgate type. So,
Okay, so a couple of theories I've heard is that apparently somewhere in the story of Street Fighter 4, Rose says something about only the fool can defeat Sagat. And in the story mode, she throws the card out
Yeah.
that says he was the fool. So
Yeah.
obviously, there's more to this guy than he's just a crazy guy that wants to unite everybody on Earth. I've heard a theory that
he's a communist.
I heard a theory that Gil actually gave him his fire powers just like he gave what's her name, the Ice Ones.
Colleen.
Yeah,
Um,
and at some point he's going to end up taking them back from the both of them, which will turn G into Q. He won't have the fire anymore. He'll just be like a shell of himself, and he turns into Q. Those are the two theories of. That's the theory of at least what he is or whatever. And I kind of like it as a story, but Lord knows if it's true. Somebody could have just made that up.
You know what?
Post it
You know what? I
online.
would be surprised if Capcom hearing all these theories and they just put them in there. And
Thanks
they
for the
don't know
follow.
what the fuck they're doing. They just put these characters in there and not really give them a thought, and then the fans come in and just come to we'll just use that.
Yeah. Like I said, I kind of like that story, and I hope that's true. That would be actually cool to have, because I feel like the last story mode that they put into 5 is going to end up being Gil. Probably Gil's going to be in the game, and probably as an unplayable boss.
God. Why are they turning this into Street Fighter 3, man? Come on.
Because again, storyline wise, that's all everything's leading toward 3.
That's supposed to be his own game. I'm so tired of it. I feel like people are like.
Well, 6 will be whatever the sequel to 3 is. Force everybody to go back and play 3.
I'm just tired of people like really kissing 3's ass. Like it wasn't that good of a game.
Well, again, storyline wise, they can't do any more interquels after this.
Man.
Exactly. Everything's going to lead to 3 at this
They didn't
point.
have a story mode in the beginning, so why does somebody care about story now?
I don't know. But
See,
what game are you talking about?
This game,
Street Fighter
This
5.
game, when
Yeah.
it first came out, they ain't had no story
I
mode.
mean,
Really didn't care about
they
story
had
all
to
that
run
much.
away from
Now
3.
all of a sudden they want to get into story and stuff.
They had to run away from 3. They've always had a a loose story, but after the debacle that was the whole 3 series, they had to run away from it to make everybody let's go closer to the 2 series. That's what everybody likes. But timeline wise, they're stuck. Street Fighter 4 ended, and now Street Fighter 5 is an integral between 4 and 3. There's a wall that they're running into. They gotta mix this stuff into 3 so they can jump over 3 and get to whatever's next.
Should have thought about that before they released 3.
Because the rumor is they've already started pre-production on 6 for release in either
Whose money?
in either the end of 2019 or 2020.
Because this game ain't
So
make that much money.
with their own. Again, Street Fighter 5 was a rush job because Sony wanted to make sure to hurry up and put the nail in the coffin of Xbox. They wanted something that Xbox couldn't have. Here's $20 million. We need Street Fighter 5 by this time. That's what happened. And Capcom did the best that they could. 5 was always going to happen. According to what I heard, it wasn't going to happen until 2018. But Sony wanted it in 2016. So, and they paid for most of the production of it. So Capcom was like, okay, we could try to throw something together. And when they realized they couldn't come out with something that when Sony wanted it at the time, they had to make a choice. Do we concentrate on online or do we concentrate on single player? We all know what happened after that. Because they only had time to do one or the other. And they ended up doing neither.
In the chat.
Really.
Somebody, Alex is the chosen one. Not with that face.
Not with that hair, you mean? Frylock.
Face, hair,
I
everything.
still
I
love
still
the
use mine
the
if it
Frylock
works.
picture of him. It's so perfect.
It is perfect.
And then his nostalgia outfit, his hair actually looks okay, which means they can do okay hair. Either way.
They gotta take care to design Alex.
So do we think Capcom's going to do anything else for 5 this year, or are they basically just gonna wait for Capcom Cup at the end of the year and unleash all this stuff for 4?
No, they already did enough. We got fighting chance. We got loot boxes, man.
That's true.
We got loot boxes. We
True.
don't need nothing else.
That's you're right.
We
You know what?
got the Rashid Mega Man, Wind guy.
Oh yeah, there's still all the other costumes and stuff. Yeah.
And then there we go. We don't need nothing else.
Yeah.
We need a lot of stuff though.
I mean, if you think about it now, if you have every character like I do, Street Fighter 5 is actually a pretty big game now. It's got actual single player modes, arcade modes, story modes.
Racing modes.
It would be nice if they came out with another full cinematic story mode. So I actually enjoyed the last one. And, they don't have to be Oscar-winning fairs or nothing like that. Just give me something to do or give me an excuse to play with other characters and stuff.
He said the game will be supported until 2020.
Probably. I know
the game will live longer on the PC than the PlayStation.
I know for a fact they're doing a season 4 and they're probably going to do a season 5, and 6 has already been talked about to release in 2020. So yeah.
Yeah, they did say that.
So we should four
things.
might be the last full season of content. So I'm expecting a lot. Character wise, I'm expecting at least one more story mode. All kinds of other stuff. Why haven't they given us all of the dolls to use? They obviously have the move sets in the game already, and freaking what's her name is basically a complete character. Just give them to us.
Look, if they give us Peter, everybody's gonna explode.
Why not? He's already in there. That would be interesting. So
That's probably gonna be the bonus character. Give us Peter.
Peter, yeah.
Give him a 1 bar V trigger.
They're gonna have
Where he just pulls out the gun. Game over.
Did y'all know that?
What's that?
Combo Fiend, the voice.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, that's like his voice. So it's like if they were to do something like that, probably would have to get new lines from him. When I don't think he's really working with them anymore.
No, I don't think so.
So,
but
I don't know how that worked out.
I mean, again, if even if it's just the bare bones versions that was in the story mode of all the dolls, and even him released, just release them. Make
And
them
the
free.
minions too. The
Put
Golden Soldier, Silver Soldier.
put them in their own mode if you want to, just as long as I can use them. You know, it's just be a cool thing to do, I think.
Give us the Capray.
Yeah, I think she would be a good character. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if she showed up in season 4.
Turn her into a Shoto like they did Vega.
They could do
Mhm.
all that. So that takes us all through all the EVO announcements. I know we've been going for
He's
a while
like,
now.
Capray's
So
already made.
she
She's
already
not in
is.
the
I mean,
game,
all of her
Yeah,
moves are
yeah.
already in there. Really, if you play against her in story mode, it's like she has this, she has that, she's basically done.
She's been done since last year. They're
Yeah.
not putting her in the game.
I was like, why not just? I
They can
mean,
release her for free.
she
I
may
think there's a
she
lot
may
of
end up
players.
being one of those free characters if the leak turns out to
Able to
be
play Able in
true.
the game.
Did you actually fight Abel in the story
No,
mode?
I don't think you fight Abel.
Yeah.
Abel.
But he's
And
still
was
in the
anybody
game.
else bothered that he all of a sudden had this French accent that he didn't have in 4?
No.
That bothered me a
think
little
he
bit.
got- I think he got it in Cross Second too. I think.
Did he? I don't remember it across Tekken, but I never played with Abel either way. So, but yeah, for a second I didn't know who it was supposed to be. I was like, oh, there's Abel. What? When did he have a French accent?
He is French.
Yeah, he is French, but he didn't have an accent before, and all of a sudden
Yo,
he's
ban this guy, dude. Ban
he's-
him for a second. Ban him for a second.
What?
Ban that guy.
Oh,
He's
what?
saying Remy. He's saying
Remy?
Remy needs to be in the game. We don't not need no suicidal guile in the game.
yeah. Even I'm like, no, Remy, no, that was
Hell no, that depressed motherfucker.
he was a mistake.
He was a mistake.
Remy was a mistake. I never liked him as a
kill
character.
off. Let him drown with his ciscon ass in that damn pool, whatever he's doing.
I remember back in the day, everybody thought he was Guile's son, but now everybody thinks he's actually Viper's kid or something.
Is it?
Viper should know better.
That's
He-
one of
he-
the
he-
that's one of the headcanon things kind of going around. Is like they talk about somebody who's more worried about their job than them, and everybody just assumed he was talking about Guile. But in actuality, Viper kind of has the same story, and the girl in the ice is Viper's daughter that she's talking to in 4, and that's why he hates his parents so much and he has to take care of her because she was never around and blah 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 blah. And yeah. Folks say Viper actually makes more sense to be their parent than Guile did, even though he has Guile's moves, more or less. And whose bright idea was it to make a freaking charged character in a game where you had parries?
Thank you.
Well,
Completely, parry system completely nullifies zoning.
It's,
I'm just gonna jump forward and parry. I'm gonna get in whether you like it or not. Focus attack. Once Nina say, don't even go there, Ace. Don't you dare try it.
focus stacks.
Yeah, you better not even try to compare them.
it just made
Yeah,
no
one
sense.
you can jump parry. Yeah, screw anti-hurts. You can parry the flash kick if you wanted.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He was a mistake. He was a mistake.
He said, "Wait, y'all, there's Urian. What about Urian? Urian could be his son."
Whose son?
Oh, he got banned by the bot.
Okay, I turned that off. Doggone it! I turned it. I'm gonna figure out.
Have people in the chat, bro.
I'm gonna figure out how to get this Abel's son.
Really?
Is Abel even able to have kids?
Can Urian even reproduce? I thought they were like genetically modified. And they genetically modified. I'm pretty sure they'll do like some kind of like snakes where they don't want them being, able to have kids.
Yeah, that's not something I'm like very caught up with, like with Urian and Street Fighter V was. I didn't feel like they introduced Urian too well on like how he got in the Street Fighter universe.
Yep. Made him being tricked by Helen.
Oh, like Historian 5 or 3?
5.
Well, in 5. That's 3. Yeah, they go on with like how it's like he was like Gil's brother, right? And how he's like they made a genetic lore about him and Gil and how he wanted to kill off Gil. Well, it seemed like they wanted to kill off each other.
Well, yeah, they don't seem to like each other very much, but he's always wanted to basically be in charge of whatever the organization Gil is in charge of. So wasn't that the story of Third Strike? Like between Second Impact and Third Strike, Gil was
Yeah.
finally announced as the head of the organization or whatever. But now, I mean, Urian
Oh, I
was
see what
finally
you're
announced
saying.
as the head of the organization, but that was only because Gil was basically moved up in the organization. They made a new position higher than that, which made Urian hate Gil even more.
I don't think that's canon. I think. Oh no, Urian lost on purpose. No, Urian Gil lost on purpose.
Hmm.
So we talking about? He said Urian killed Gil, but that's like Urian's end of his story. That's not really canon.
Well, yeah, that. I remember that was an ending that he kind of had to go for. It's not canon, but
Yeah.
they didn't like each other, obviously. But
No, most I felt like more like Gil. Like Gil was like whatever, but Urian's like I fucking hate you.
Yeah, that's
Well,
exactly what that's exactly what I think it
It's
was.
more like Urian hated Gil. And Gil was
Urian
like,
hated Gil, and Gil didn't care.
Yeah, he like
Gil
He
Gil
didn't
was just
even
whatever.
worry
He was
about
just,
Urian.
yeah, he was
Um,
overpowered.
it's like you do you, man. I don't care.
yeah,
You trying to
whatever.
kill me, whatever.
He had resurrection anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
resurrection,
man.
exactly. Which will probably we would, even if that's the canon story that Urian killed Gil, resurrection. I'm back.
Resurrection.
That and like the Capcom Fighting Jam, whatever, and Bison in his story, little snips, I'm fight Gil fighting, and
Uh-huh.
Gil just resurrected after Bison beat him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, sure
Yeah.
enough. Everybody's, oh yeah, I got this. It was like, okay. That was fun, I guess. So yeah, all that Street Fighter.
Oro might come in again. He might.
Oro, yeah, he was one of the ones. Yeah, Oro.
He might show up.
That's right.
I don't care if he shows up. I just don't want him to have those jiggly balls because we already got Dawson with those.
Oh, you mean those unblockable stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
That stuff.
Unblockable
Thought you were
tingles.
meaning something else.
That was
Like
a
what?
good
What?
time with
What? What were we seeing? Dawson's? What?
He had some He had some good old unblockables.
Uh huh.
Yeah, we don't need that in the game.
Yeah.
I seen that stuff. Like, nope, I ain't blocking it. Parry, that's Parry ain't gonna help you there.
Yeah, I forgot. Oro was one of them. That's right.
He can keep the thing where he takes you up in the air and he slams you down like the Hulk. You can keep that.
Oh yeah. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you ain't getting those balls, son.
Mm-mm.
Unless they severely nerf them things. But I feel like Dawson already got that, so it's kind of be like redundant. But I mean, a lot of characters got some of the same stuff too. But it's like
I mean,
but
they could say he learned it from Oro. Obviously, he knows Oro. They talked to each
Yeah.
other in Dawson's story and some other character story too, wasn't it? He was in two
Oro
story
was, like,
modes.
insanely old too.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's trying to teach for you and stuff. You better
But he
go
would
on
technically
him,
be
man.
younger in this game than he was in 3. So
Yep.
technically.
Oro, I think Oro whooped like the floor of Akuma.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think so.
You want to pick on what's his name, Gin and Alpha Series, all you want, but you mess with Oro.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm interested to see where Street Fighter's going to go from here. If they're going to
They
try
gonna
to
put him in the game.
do
Just
something.
don't have them balls in the game. What about that other thing he does when he has like all that debris over him?
Oh,
Yeah,
that might be his
that's,
V
That's the unblockable stuff.
V
With all the debris stuff. That might
trigger.
be-
That wouldn't surprise me if it was one of those.
Yeah, probably one of those. And then like his super would be like Akuma's with the demon. He grab you and throw you up in the air and do all that damage.
And then throw the spirit bomb.
Yeah. No, he just slams you on the ground. He picks you up like Hulk slams you on the ground.
Uh huh. Yeah. Well, he's got to have the spirit bomb in there somewhere. That when he throws the thing and it's the big ball just
Oh,
goes
he's
into
talking
the
about that big
ground.
one. Yeah, you can have that too. But he had little tiny ones that you just on the no. Dawson already got that. We got enough of that. People complain about Dawson because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Dawson is honest. Leave him alone.
of course.
I think the ball worked differently in 3. I think it was able to go down and up. And
Yep.
It just passes up over time. Dawson's once it hits down the floor, it just vanishes.
I mean, you keep that thing on the screen as long as you keep bouncing and they can be avoiding it. You can keep that on the screen.
The V skill from the V trigger
Yeah, you can keep
2,
those
right?
balls
Yeah.
on the screen. Like as long as
Oh.
they dodge it, you can keep that on the screen.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
That's why I just say you
yeah.
just walk up and block it. Treat like Rashid's retrigger one. Just walk up and block it.
I was thinking of it as super.
Oh.
With,
Yeah.
With comparing to orb stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, he's always
But yeah, we're talking about V trigger 2.
Oh yeah, if we're comparing to V triggers, yeah.
He said the Super Yagu Dama, that's unblockable. You set it up right. Yeah, we don't want that in the game. That was a big problem in Street Fighter 4. All these unblockable. Typically on my character in that game,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Moving on, because we've been doing this for a while and there's still a lot to talk about. So, was it before the Smash Melee finals? They announced that Nintendo announced they were going to do a direct on Tuesday, right?
Richter.
So I'm sitting in my office here doing work Tuesday morning, getting ready for a meeting I had on Wednesday, and I completely forgot about it. It's a good thing I set it up in my phone, and my phone goes off. Hey, the direct's about to start in half an hour. Oh yeah, start watching it. I'm still like kind of in work mode, so it starts, and every hint of who they were showing, because I mean almost immediately you know who it was, but it's just going over my head because I'm not really thinking about it. I'm thinking, what is this, Dark Souls or something?
No, why do you think of Dark Souls?
Because again, it was early in the morning and I was
Why would you
working.
come up with Dark Souls?
Well, because they were again, I was kind of turning back and forth watching it, and then I finally realized what I was watching. I finally just turned around and started watching it. By the time I caught it, that's when I was really watching it. That's when Death killed Luigi. Which, by the way, why is every trailer so far killing all these big Nintendo characters?
They
It's like
taking a nap.
Nintendo's getting dark, man.
Nintendo don't do killings. He's
Ridley
taking a nap.
killed those characters. Mega Man and Mario are dead. And now Luigi's just like swoops, like, oh my god, it's kind of just But and then when the thing came and hit him on the chin, that's when it occurred to me. Wait a minute, this is Simon. Oh, this is Simon. And sure enough, he throws the cloak off as Simon Belmont. Yeah, and I've been wanting Simon in the game since when they announced that Snake was going to be in the game. I always thought the more fitting character, not that Snake isn't iconic, but the more fitting Konami character I always thought would have been Simon. So, but they're showing him he's got the thing like in 4 where he could hold the chain out and kind of move it around and all this kind of stuff. And then his Echo Fighter is Richter, which I always said it should be either Simon or Richter, and they put both in there. So that's great. I wonder if there's any like big differences or not.
Hey, I hope you saw that.
Uh-oh, so what?
I'll click it.
A little tweet when Sakurai told Luigi he had to go to Draco's castle.
Oh man. DLC of Luigi's Mansion, probably.
No,
initially I thought it was Luigi Mansion related, but yeah, it was. It turned out
Go
to be
in the Discord and then the
Dracula's
Fight Club.
Castle.
See it.
Yeah, I saw it.
I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I see it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just happy he's in it. I mean, so far this game has made me. I'm done. I'm done. Every character I've wanted in the game now is in there. So I'm actually good. Everybody else that they stick in, is just icing on the cake at this point.
I'm buying it because Richter's in the game.
Yeah, Richter's definitely the cooler character, though.
Yes, Richter's hella cooler than
Yeah.
Simon. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So Richter is not as strong as Simon because he don't have a vertical whip.
Right. Yeah, Richter is definitely the more powerful character. And all this coming right when I wonder if they have anything to do with the Netflix series because they finally
by Trevor.
they finally announced season 2 of that cartoon, which I only just watched season 1 of it a few weeks ago. I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, they announced that. Then they started announcing some other. So many announcements. It was like 24 minutes long, but it was the most information-packed 24 minutes I'd ever seen for anything. It was over, and I just felt like I'd been sitting there watching it for an hour. So much stuff they announced.
Now that you think about this, why didn't they just show all this? Like they dedicated their whole E3 to Smash, but they left this behind.
Well, because they the game ain't coming out till December 17th or something like that. They gotta leave you something to help build hype as the year goes on.
Dedicated their whole E3 to Smash. They could just did that in the direct like they did right now.
Oh, there's still more stuff to show. I'm sure there's a few more characters, and there's one whole mode that they hadn't showed yet. But going back to what they did announce, so Simon Richter, then also Crom, which I thought was pretty cool from when he was kind of passed over in 4 when they put Lucina in the game, right? And Crom Crom was in her trailer, kind of like knocked down, and he was kind of like, "Oh man, I didn't make the cut this time." He's in it now, so that's cool. Crom, who's an interesting Echo because he looks like he's an Echo of two different characters. He looks like he's an Echo of Roy and oh dang it, what's the other one? The one because he does the up thing where he throws a sword up and jumps up and comes down with it from dang, what is his name? He has Roy's sword strike move, but he has the other guy's up strike move. So that's an interesting
Mark?
Echo character.
Oh, you said Ike.
Ike, yeah, that's it. Thank you. So he looks like he's actually an Echo of two different characters. If they start doing Echoes that are combining moves from other characters, that's like no limit to what characters they could put in the game as an Echo. Because I just assumed when I saw him he was going to be an Echo of Lucina. But I guess they figured it made more sense that he played more like Roy and Ike. So that's pretty cool. Dark Samus is in it. You know, that's easy. Although I still wish it was Justin Bailey. So easy to do. All you got to do is put her in the not Varia suit and the shorts and the gun with no helmet with the green hair and just call it Justin Bailey. Give her all of Armored Samus's moves, but she's just anyway. Let's see. They showed New Donk City Hall.
Justin Bailey.
Yeah, from the original.
That's what he said in chat.
Metroid game. Yeah. New Donk City Hall, which is cool. You know, it looks like you have to activate all the group before they'll start singing the song or whatever. And then they announced there's going to be 103 stages in this game.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's a lot.
And guess what?
103.
In the tournament, only like one or two are going to be used.
Okay, so that's the first thing I thought. It's like in tournament they're probably going to ban like most of these stages. Plus, and as they said, since there's three variations of each stage, there's technically over 300 stages in this game.
He's the only one going to be in tournament. Yep. What's it called? Final Destination or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That stage they also play on.
And then so yeah, you got the Omega mode for each one. You can turn the hazards on and off. I feel like Smash folks are gonna have a hard time coming up with rules in competition for this game because there's so many options with just the backgrounds alone. You know,
maybe they'll have a setting for that. So just make things easier.
Possibly.
In the thing you gonna get to, right?
What's that?
The whole Smash Ball thing.
Oh yeah.
Smash bar meter.
Yeah. So yeah, the stage morphs. When you can morph two stages, so if you like playing in two different stages, you'll play them. The stage turns into a moving stage, and then it morphs into another stage. Oh, so good.
That's getting banned in tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But
all the cool stuff you will not see on screen, which sucks.
And I also love that every stage has an 8-player version of the stage now too.
Which I don't know how people watch Smash and be excited when half of the cool stuff is like disabled.
Yeah. See, again, that's why I'm not big into competitive Smash. Because to me, Smash is most fun when you're doing casually with all the crazy stuff going on in the background. So either way, 800 plus tracks, 28 hours of music in the game.
This game should have no DLC characters.
It's ridiculous. Okay, and then the Final Smash meter.
Yeah, Final Smash meter.
I didn't know that was something I wanted until I saw it, and I was like,
"That makes sense."
That is so good.
Smash Ball was stupid.
Obviously, that's not going to be. They're not going to use that when they're
going to disable that too.
Of course, they're going to disable that. And somebody, I watched. I think it was Ultra Chin yesterday. I think they were saying it. It makes sense because think about it. If somebody has the start box, a bar stocked up, and somebody's trying to get back on the stage, and you just do a screen fill in Ultimate, it's like that's instant win every time. So,
wait, so but don't they get that by being rewarded from doing stuff?
Yeah, but
shouldn't they be rewarded for that?
But it's Smash, and competitively, they've been doing things pretty much the same way for the last 15 years.
I think Smash players just get coddled sometimes.
They don't try stuff new.
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
no. They try stuff new all the time. That's why a 12-year-old game is still the most played one. They love
Exactly.
new stuff.
And somebody on my Facebook was talking about the change to the stamina mode.
Yeah,
You can do stamina mode. You can now do stamina mode with
yeah,
stocks combined with
yeah. It's
Final
its own
Smash.
mode now. So, I mean that turns it into more of a
Traditional fighting game.
traditional fighting game. Yeah,
Said you still fall off the stage, of course.
yeah.
Which
But now you have straight health bars and super bars. It's you can play Ryu fights all the time. Which, by the way, I'm almost positive they're going to do a Ken Echo or even an Akuma Echo or something like that. Or if they aren't thinking
What
about
you
it, they
mean?
should.
Make Ryu transform into them like he did in Marvel vs. Capcom 1.
Nah, give him an Echo so you could have a straight Street Fighter fight in the game. Street Fighter 1 all over again. Ryu and Ken fighting each other. Yeah, Final Smash Meter, there's a 3 versus 3 and 5 versus 5 squad mode, which is, kind of cool. Squad battle. Built-in tournament mode for up to 32, and then the Smashdown mode. This sounds like it's going to be so much fun. So you play, every time you play the characters that were played in the match before, when you go into the next match, nobody can pick those characters again. And you keep playing until there's no characters left to pick, and then whoever wins at the end wins. That is a party mode if I've ever heard one. We're going to be playing that one with the kids all the time, I'm sure.
You think people will complain about it, Nolan?
It's its own separate thing. It's probably more for folks like me than, the die-hard, I only play competitive Smash folks. Sure, but I don't care about them. I'm playing this game for fun. And so far, everything they've announced looks like it's going to be pretty freaking fun.
'Cause I can already hear people complain that it might be like a Mugen Smash or something like that. 'Cause all those levels they have characters.
The stages, well, I do like how
Smash doesn't make me sleepy.
they put the stages and the characters in order of their appearance in the series. So you at least, when you're looking at the screen, and God help if you don't have a 50-inch screen, can you imagine trying to pick out of 103 stages in this game on these little CRTs they still play? Oh, and they're trying to figure out which stage they're trying to pick.
They're going to be pixels.
Yeah, seriously. But I do like how they have it in order, so I know if I'm wanting to play a stage that was in 64, I'm up toward the top of the list. If I'm playing a stage that was in Brawl, I'm up toward somewhere the top middle. If I'm playing 1 and 4, I'm somewhere toward down the bottom, and then the newest stages will be on the bottom. So at least you know where to go, unless heaven help you, this is the first Smash you've ever played. And you don't really know anything about it. And stage select, which is the first thing that happens now. You pick your stage before you pick your character. I would love to watch somebody who's playing this game for the first time because he hears everybody talking about it and he has no idea what's going on. It's like, how many stages are in this game? 103. Assuming we don't get any extra ones for DLC after. The training mode where it's just like like other fighting games, just like a plain white background, but with like the grids and everything, so you can space stuff out, figure out how far stuff goes, hit somebody with a move, and see how far it sends them when they have 0 health, when they're at 50, when they're at 100, when they're at 200. That's just cool.
Like how it's graphing paper.
Yeah,
in the back.
yeah. What was classic mode? I didn't do a description. I knew I was going to forget what that was. When I wrote it down, I should have did more of a description. I can't remember what classic mode was, but the classic mode is in it. Then they got to the assist trophy characters too. Alucard, Zero, Knuckles, Crystal, Gray Fox, Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight in the game?
Yeah, he's in there as an assist. As an
Trophy
assist character.
things?
Yeah.
You throw them and then they come out and help you?
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be in competitive Smash.
Who the heck is Moon? I did a abbreviation, and I don't remember who that was now. Bomberman, which they actually showed at the E3, and Rathalos. Rathalos being in the game. So since he's both an assist trophy and a boss character, which looked like it was on his own stage, leads me to believe that a Monster Hunter is going to be in this game. Because why else would he be a boss of a stage? Any other character that's been a boss of a stage is from a stage from a game that a character's in the game.
Probably Monster Hunter though.
Rathalos is already in it as both an assist trophy and a boss. And if he's, again, that stage where they showed him, I believe is going to be the Monster Hunter stage, which leads me to believe there's going to be a Monster Hunter in the game. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of the last characters they show was a Monster Hunter.
I mean, that's a chance. So
yeah.
I can see that.
But either way, it's pretty interesting that he's in the game. Another Capcom character, so. Yeah, and then at the end of it, they show one more character, King K. Rool, which
I was surprised to see that.
I'm not a big fan of the Donkey Kong Country series of games.
Boo this man. Boo.
What now?
Boo this man.
Why?
There's some boos in the chat. How you not a fan of Donkey Kong? The music?
Oh, me?
Really?
Oh, well,
That music still lasts a day.
I just didn't like it when it came out on the SNES. It was just
You are tripping.
thing. Yeah, I like the original Donkey Kong. That was my game. This wasn't Donkey Kong. This was some side-scrolling crap.
You mean the one with Mario climbing up ladders?
Yes.
That original?
Jumpman climbing up ladders. Yes.
He beat
That's
that.
classic.
Yeah, very classic. A lot of kids don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, I played that game before y'all were born. I know.
Mario
but
and Luigi fighting each other in like a tunnel, and like there's like these crabs and things you have to
oh
flip
yeah,
over.
I used to play that game in the arcade.
Yeah, like,
The
what's
original
that
one.
about?
Yep. But yeah, I know a lot of folks who's been wanting King K. Rool in the game since
Who are these people?
Melee came out.
Man, I
So-
never heard that.
I'm happy for them. Again, I got all the characters I wanted now. I finally got
just want
Pac-Man in the
Ridley.
game. I finally
Some
got
people.
Ridley in the game. I'm good.
I don't know why.
Metroid, man, I love that. I love
But
the
you don't
Metroid
like Donkey
games.
Kong Country.
I don't like Donkey Kong Country, no. I
Alright,
keep being told that I need to play Tropical Freeze, though.
This man hates Rare. That's what it is. He don't like Rare.
So wait.
No,
so
I
you
used to
don't
love
like Killer
Rare.
You don't like Killer Instinct either, or
I like Killer Instinct enough, yeah.
okay? So you don't. So you.
I like Rare. Perfect Dark is one of my top 10 games of all time.
But what's wrong with you not like Donkey Kong Country?
I just didn't like it.
All right, let's move on.
I didn't like the way it looked. It was one of the last games to come out for the SNES. And I just didn't
was
like
a sponsor for
I didn't like
for
the
that
graphical
content.
style of it. And to me, Donkey Kong wasn't a side-scrolling platformer. It was Donkey Kong. So either way,
No sponsors for you.
no. But I am happy for folks who wanted King K. Rool in the game. He's finally in. There you go. Now all we gotta do is get Waluigi and everybody can shut up. My big question though at this point, what does Nintendo do after this? It's like they can't not make a Smash game with every character in it after this, right?
They can.
But how? I mean,
Look what happened in Marvel 3.
I guess you're right.
So
Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah.
Can't regress.
Yeah, Marvel 3 was okay, but then Infinite came out. So by that you will have Ultimate here, we'll have Smash 6, and then Smash 7 will be horrible. And then everybody, okay, that's it.
Imagine
It's over.
the
It's
next
over.
Smash game if Sakurai steps down.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, if this is his last Smash. Because I remember hearing all the stories about the issues he went through making 4. First of all, he didn't even know he was going to be making a new Smash until Nintendo kind of soft announced it at E3 the year before it came out. Like, wouldn't it be cool if we had a Smash on both the Wii U and the 3DS? And Sakurai was like, excuse me? This was not brought to my attention before. So
That man just want to make another Kid Icarus game.
I'm sure he does, actually. He's just a weird guy, though.
They put that on Switch.
But he seems to be in a better mood overall while making this game. even
probably gave him a big check to make this game.
oh, well, I'm sure he probably got some back end from the last game, which even though it was on the Wii U, still sold like freaking hotcakes.
Imagine what this gonna do.
I know. Imagine the sales of this game. I mean, because I think still Brawl is the highest selling game in the series right now, is because it was on the Wii, and everybody owned the Wii. So imagine,
when it comes out,
huh?
When does Smash Ultimate come out? Because it can't come out in October. 'Cause
December
Red Dead
17th.
Redemption- I about to say Red Dead Redemption 2 got that sold up.
Yeah, but that's two different audiences enough to where
nah, man.
Dad's gonna buy
eat up
Red Dead, and
all
then
the
he's gonna buy
attention.
Smash for the kids. I think they'll be okay. But yeah, either way, they're at the end of the year. They should be the last big game to come out.
I'm glad it's coming out in December. That gives them some breathing room.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm like this. I think in Sakurai's head, he wants this to be the last Smash for maybe 10 years or so. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the very last one he does either way.
He gonna work for Sony and come out with PlayStation All Stars too.
Wouldn't that be something?
Man.
But no, he works for HAL Laboratories, which is basically like working for Nintendo. Does HAL do anything for anybody else besides Nintendo?
I don't know.
Nintendo. As far as I know, they only make Nintendo stuff.
I don't know how it's-
They're
They do
basically
Kirby's,
okay.
Smash.
yeah, they're basically a second party for them at this point. I don't think Nintendo technically owns them, but they always making stuff for them. I mean, hell,
come like Red
HAL
Dead
CEO
Studio?
became their CEO. So,
Damn.
it shows you how close they are.
Yeah, because Satoru was with Kirby, half.
Yeah, he was with HAL before he went and became the CEO. Gosh, Satoru Watch, I love that man. I always thought he was just
I didn't like what he did with the Wii U, but
well, yeah. But as a person
went out
and
on a sour note there.
as a developer, though, if you want to watch something really good, go watch the Did You Know Gaming video on YouTube about him, and you'll realize a lot of the stuff I already knew. You realize just how awesome he was as a programmer, even as an exec. He was a guy that just loved games, and it always showed.
He took a pay cut because the Wii U was doing bad. What
Yeah.
CEO does that?
Yeah. Well, actually, a bunch of them in Japan. They did that at Sony when the PS3 wasn't doing so hot.
They had no choice.
So, a few of them fell on the sword
Nintendo
for
had
that.
a choice. I don't think Sony did.
Yeah. And he was kind of the he still had a hand in the Switch 2 before he died. That's why they wanted to make sure it was as good as they'd hoped it would be, and obviously it's taken off. So, but yeah, either way, I'm getting beside the point here. I just don't know how this like Nintendo is aiming to make the greatest game ever, and I think they might just do it. Like the sum of its
Think you'll now
parts.
sell Mario Kart?
Oh yeah,
Switch?
oh yeah.
That game sold in the tens.
Mm-hmm.
On the Switch alone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Which Nintendo was actually kind of surprised about. It's like, why are
I
you
was
surprised? There
surprised by
were
that.
so many folks who didn't buy a Wii U, but kept hearing all their friends talk about that game, and now there's a system that they want to buy, and it's released, and it's got more stuff in it, and it's better. Well, hell yeah! I almost bought it again, but I only didn't buy it again because I already bought all the DLC for the last one, so I felt like you shouldn't charge me $60 for a game I already bought all the DLC for on the Wii U. I should have got like a discount for it or something, but either way, I know I'll eventually get it. Or just wait for the next one to come out at this point. But yeah, no, this Smash is going to be their highest selling game easily. I'm predicting if they don't print 5 to 10 million copies of this game, lots of folks won't have it at Christmas. It's going to be one of the most sought after games at Christmas, particularly coming out the week before Christmas. It's like that may not have been the best choice in the world, but I'm sure that's them trying to fit it into their third fiscal quarter. Pump up those numbers and everything. So, but I cannot wait. That game is going to be so much fun. I'm interested to see what the competitive scene is going to do with it because I've heard, things here and there. Some folks think it's okay, but Melee players are going to go back to Melee. I think no matter what at this point. So. But it would be interesting to see if we finally get some kind of crossover where they're considering playing something else.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case.
Hopefully, yeah. Because I think this game's going to be around a long time. How many characters are going to end up being? I'm thinking it's going to be close to 80 characters by the time it's all said and done. Been
As long as they don't introduce a trip mechanic.
No.
Oh God, yeah.
I never understood that.
Okay, so that's one of the main cruxes of why a lot of folks went back to Melee once Brawl came out. Sakurai never liked the idea of a competitive Smash thing at all. To him, this was just a video game that you should play for fun. So when folks are starting to find wave dashing and I forgot all the terminology for what they call all that. He didn't want any of that stuff in the game. He's like, no. You all playing it wrong. And I remember playing Brawl the first time, and I remember it's like, did my character just trip? What the hell? It was kind of funny the first couple times, but yeah, that crap got old quick. And again, I didn't know there was such a thing as competitive Smash until about 5 or 6 years ago.
I never noticed my character tripping.
I did. I noticed it, and it did get annoying. But when I learned about competitive Smash is when I started meeting folks in competitive Smash and got them to explain to me. It's like, so wait, you guys still play Melee? They're like, yeah. And so I had somebody explain to me exactly what it was, and it was because Brawl took out a lot of the elements that competitive players
action, what do they call it?
Use, huh?
I think they call it wave dash. It's called something.
I think it was like wave dashing and shine sparking and one thing that still gets me whenever I watch competitive Smash play is how they stay off the stage. Like they'll jump off the stage and try to bait each other to knock each other. Oh, that drives me nuts. I'm like, no, I'm the guy who's standing in the middle of the stage on the biggest part of the stage because I don't want to get knocked off the end. And these guys, first thing they're trying to do is jump off the stage. Kills me.
You know the whole wedging meta?
Yeah, that's that crap.
What is it?
That hang on to the leg.
Oh yeah. Edge guarding and stuff, which also drives me nuts. Which they kind of took out in I think both Brawl and 4. Like in 4, if two people grab the ledge, the first person gets pushed up, right? I don't remember what happened in Brawl. I don't remember what happened in Brawl if two folks grabbed the ledge, but I know they basically took edge guarding out of it since then. Because in Melee, I believe whoever grabs it first and the other person tries to grab it, they're just going to fall. So there you go. It's just so much. It's so much stuff in this game. Okay, the only thing that can make the game just truly the ultimate is if they put a story mode in it. I'm hoping that's what the last thing that they were blocked out when they showed the opening, when they showed the opening screen. They still had one thing blocked out, which means there's a mode that they still aren't showing. I'm looking at the pixelation and I'm like, it looks like a board game. I don't want a board game again. That kind of sucked in the last game, to be honest. I'm hoping against hope that it's a story mode. So far, every trailer has had like CG introduction to characters that I'm hoping are actually the introduction of the characters in a bigger story mode. But we'll see. That if they put another Subspace Emissary like story mode in that game, it will be the perfect Smash game, to me at least. Oh yeah, Smash Run. Well, yeah. Hopefully they'll put Smash Run back in there too. Sure, that's probably what that is actually. I still want a story mode. I want a full-on story mode, but I know
It looks like you got one.
Sakurai's big deal about not putting the story mode in 4 is that he was upset because everybody's just going to put it on YouTube anyway. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what folks do. That's the thing that's not really big in Japan. YouTube and posting videos.
How you not know this?
Okay, so that's a Japanese thing though. Folks don't really do stuff like that over in Japan. That's
Japan
mostly a
got
Western
Let's Play
thing.
Channels?
Yeah, but it's not a bigger thing over there. I think it's getting bigger now, but it's not a bigger thing over there. And game developers in Japan consider it like rude and like theft and stuff. It's like you're showing everybody my story. It's like, well, everybody's going to play it anyway. over here in America and Europe and everybody and everywhere, game companies realized, yeah, let Max play your game and play the story mode. Let PewDiePie play your game and show the story mode. That gets more folks to buy the game, but they just don't have that thought over there in Japan.
Yeah, because they probably think that's like, money's not really going to the right direction.
Exactly.
Probably.
Exactly. And how Nintendo does stuff like that, and they almost pulled Smash from EVO. And finally, somebody at Nintendo of America was like, wait, let me explain something to you here. It's like, it's bad enough that you're already pulling ad revenue from YouTube videos for any Nintendo game shown if you're not part of their little club thing. From Twitch and YouTube, Nintendo still does that because they still don't like the idea of somebody else making money off of their stuff. But but had they successfully pulled Smash from EVO, that would have been the end of it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Folks would. I'm so glad Nintendo of America actually because Nintendo of America exists, but whatever Nintendo of Japan says goes. But in that case, somebody from Nintendo of America said, "Wait, I need to explain this. This would be a bad move."
Like, let's play this other kart game because Nintendo won't let me.
Exactly. Exactly.
On his YouTube channel.
You want to see PlayStation All Stars Brawl become the #1 game over here? Watch them take Smash out of EVO. So Sony would try again in a heartbeat. It's like, hey, we got our game with less popular but still popular characters that you kind of want to play.
Cole. Remember that guy?
Yeah. Drake, the mass murderer of brown folks.
That's self-defense, sir. Winning in court.
He's a murderer, dude. How many people has he killed? And most of them were brown.
Self-defense.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about all the murder people. even Sweet Tooth's murder.
Yeah. If you think about it, it's like that dude is killing like 20 folks a stage. And those are like 10-hour games. 10, 15, 20-hour games. How many people did he kill? Jesus. This dude's a freaking murderer. Just straight up killing folks. So, if you think about it. So, yeah. Smash Ultimate. Can't wait. My God. It's going to be so good. Let's see what. Oh, is it 9:30 already? All right. Let's run through these last couple topics here real quick. So, we'll do this real quick. We might talk about it a little bit more next month. Nintendo Switch.
Dragon Ball patch?
The patch. Yeah, I forgot about that. I hadn't had a chance to look at that. We might have to get into that.
Wait, y'all talking about the Dragon Ball?
I've been on the whole last few days.
Wait, what have you been on?
The new Dragon Ball patch.
New Dragon Ball patch, yeah.
Stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
You talking about the whole beta on the Nintendo Switch?
No, that just started
too,
yesterday, right? Or last night or this morning or something like that. Yeah. I hadn't tried it yet. I might go download it tomorrow.
Play fighting games on that thing, man.
Well, it's worth a try. I'll test it out. I just got a 400 gig SD card on it, so might as well put something on it.
I couldn't play Cross Tag Battle on there. I couldn't do it.
Oh, I forgot that's on there too, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's so many games I need to get. Yeah, we might need to talk about that next time more in depth because I hadn't looked at that stuff like at all, actually. But Nintendo, while we're still talking about them, this morning announced their online plans. And I just want to pose this question to y'all real quick. So, second half of September sometime is when it's going to start.
Anti-consumer practices.
$4 for a month, $8 per three months, or $20 a year. So, price wise, is not that bad.
It's better to get the year one, obviously.
Obviously,
It's better for it to be free.
That too.
That too.
But
yeah.
We don't know how.
And I love how people keep saying, "Oh, it's $20." You think it's always gonna be that way? PlayStation Plus, and that's what I started off at $50, and look where they at now.
Yeah. No,
that thing gonna be at $6 just like theirs.
It probably will creep up eventually, but
they're gonna support it anyway. $2 a month. I don't care if it's 10 cents a month. I still don't want to buy it.
Well, yeah, I know. 20 online enabled NES games are going to come with it. with more to follow after that.
Oh, you're paying for the service. What service? I'm pushing Namco Band not run those crappy servers. Until they don't run nothing.
Well, they're trying to. Of those 20 online enabled NES games, I can tell you right now, the one I'm going to play the most is tennis.
I think it'll be like Balloon Fight.
I never liked Balloon Fight, man.
Balloon Fight.
Tennis though, that game's
Ace,
gonna be.
I
That
swear
game
to
is
God,
still
dog.
fun.
You're making me feel old, dog.
You never heard of Balloon Fight? You remember? Did you ever play the Smash stage on the 3DS where you were in the Balloon Fight stage?
Did he
With
even
the-
have a
I barely-
3DS?
I barely
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't know if you ever played it. I know it was a
have
3DS
3D I have a
stage.
3DS, but I don't really play many games on it.
You don't have Smash on it?
No.
Then why even have a 3DS? That was like the main reason I got one. That and
Home-
You gotta
Zelda.
play his
Homebrew
Weeble
and other
games.
stuff.
Zelda,
Homebrew and other stuff.
Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, one of the greatest handheld games of all time. One of the greatest games of all time. I love that game so much. Either way,
Don't say that on GameSpot. They'll get at you.
why?
Because that game won that game of the year and people got mad. It won it over the Last of Us.
It won a couple game of the years, and I was actually happy about it because to me that was my game of the year. The year it came out.
Wasn't mine. I don't like those over the top shoulder, like not over top, top downs other games.
Yeah, one
Before my time.
one
I
third
like
perspective. I think
Ocarina of
they
Time
call it.
style.
Well, that was what was so great about it. So, A Link to the Past is one of my top 5 games of all time, and this game came out exact same world, just like 1,000 years ahead or something like that. And it was like everything you remember from A Link to the Past was there, but it was better. It was the first kind of open worldish Zelda where you didn't have to depend on finding an item in one place that would help you, somewhere down the line or something like that. You had access to all the items up front. You could go to whatever direction you wanted to start at up front. If you did go to a place where you had to have an item, it told you as soon as you got there. You only found 2 items, I think, throughout the whole game. Everything else you could go rent or save up enough, whatever it was, to be able to buy it and stuff. That game was so good though. If you were a Link to the Past fan like I was, then that game was the perfect game. It really was.
Got Breath of the Wild from then.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that they did in that game, I felt like was them practicing for Breath of the Wild, a truly open world. Go out
fight
and
the boss with 3 hearts and get destroyed.
yeah. That's what I loved about that game. It immediately felt like the very first Zelda where, you started, you come out the cave, and like the first Zelda, you step into the world and there's a cave there and you get a sword and then they're just like go play. No hints, doesn't tell you where to go. Yeah, it's
I got a stick in the
dangerous to go along, take this. Oh well, I guess it was a wooden sword, wasn't it? Either way, But that was it. There was no hints. The dude didn't say go left once you leave here. No. He just started playing, and that's how Breath of the Wild was. I mean, it barely told you anything. It told you about a mechanic after you found it. So, you accidentally found out how to do the shield the shield slide. You do it like this. So, okay, cool. And stuff like God. Breath of the Wild was so good. I can't wait to see what the next game they make like that. But biggest thing about the Nintendo Switch Online thing, there's so many games folks are already playing online now. I mean, I presume there's going to be, obviously, Sam, you aren't a big fan of it.
Nope.
Look,
how do you have pre-orders for an online service? That's what boggles me.
Is there pre-orders for it?
Yeah, there's pre-orders for this on Amazon. You can pre-order it online.
Oh, yeah, because it's only Best Buy, GameStop, and Amazon is the only places you'll be able to buy places for besides from Nintendo themselves, yeah.
I'm going to go on Amazon and pre-order a pack of gum.
Well, I might as well go ahead and do it. I know I'm going to do it because I'm going to want to play Smash Online. I'm sorry.
Supporting.
Which is, I thought for sure Smash was going to be their flagship online game that they were going to do it. So I thought it was going to come closer to December, but they're going ahead and starting it in September, which means folks that's been playing stuff like Ultra Street Fighter 2 or ARMS or Dragon Ball Fighters. I think Dragon Ball Fighters is going to be the big thing that might force folks to do it because that's the next big fighting game anyway that's coming out after. But all these games before, Cart, that already have online play, Splatoon. Yeah, it's like I imagine those folks are gonna be
And
like,
that got
oh man,
Splatoon got a big online audience.
yeah.
Especially in Japan. So
hmm
yeah, they're gonna
So
get over that.
so Nintendo should rake in some pretty big money off of it, like right
And
off the bat.
people shit on ARMS, but ARMS sold over 2 million copies.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was fun, but it was what I expected it to be. I played it for a good 3, 4 weeks, and I really hadn't touched it again. Although they have added a lot of free stuff to the game, characters and everything. There was
Yeah.
never any really buy DLC. Everything in it was free. So every time they release something new, I would go back and play it for a few hours, and then not play it again. But for what it is fun, and I'm positive that game outsold what they were expecting to sell it.
Yep. They're
Anyway.
probably gonna come out with another one.
If they probably will, and it probably won't do as good unless it looks like something that's just actually way better. But with the prospect of having to have the online service to play it now, that probably
Oh, and that other game they got, that pocket like fighter game, the little sprite one.
which game?
You
is
have
that?
no clue what I'm talking about. That pocket fight, it's like this little pocket fighter game on there. It's like 2D sprites, pocket fighter game.
Pocket Rumble.
Yeah, that.
I've never heard of that one.
What? It's on the Switch.
It's an indie fighting game, ain't it?
Yeah, and
Oh, did we lose him?
Spirit does all her
There
fighting
you
for
go.
it pretty much.
Connection's kind of off.
Lost to both of you for a second there.
I have to repeat what I said, don't I?
Yeah, just real quick.
What's it called? Rumble Fighter?
Pocket Rumble.
Pocket
Yeah,
Rumble.
Pocket Rumble. Yeah, they got like a guy who transforms to a wolf, and a girl who lets her cat spirit thing fight for her. And now they got like I think Naomi or something. She's like kind of like Ken, and she hits hard and stuff like that. Like interesting mechanic in the game. They got another character who special moves, who takes his health and stuff like that. Like it does a lot of damage.
I've never heard of this game. I'll look
Yeah, but
that
Ryan was
up.
playing it.
Huh.
It got good music too. It's like 8-bit like little fighting game.
Huh.
It looks
Interesting.
pretty cool.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, it's an indie fighting game, but but it's.
and I think
It's
they're
fun as well.
leaving it up to third parties if they want their games to be playable. Like you have to have the online thing. So
I hope they do that and
maybe
put
some of
pressure
the
on
some of the indie games that are already doing online
The
stuff
free-to-play
they
games are
might
gonna be
yeah
exempt from that.
yeah. So yeah, you told me earlier the free to game play games are good. So Fortnite and
Warframe.
Warframe, yeah, which I forgot is coming to the Switch too. That's cool.
Man, you can
I
put Dungeon
guess.
Fight on there too.
I've never heard of that one.
Oh wow! You know what I didn't realize?
What's that?
The guy from Dive Kick, he's in Pocket Rumble as a boss.
Ah, see, calls come together now. Continuity.
That's kind of cool.
It all makes sense now.
I hope he has a one-hit kill.
Yeah, just if you get dive kicked, it's over. Like he punches and kicks, but if he jumps, run.
The wolf, he can jump off the wall like Rashid.
Pocket
Just
Rumble.
wolf.
I'll look this game up after. I've never heard of that
I was
before.
playing it. I was like, yeah, this game looks cool. I want to play as that. I seen it on the Switch, but I ain't give no thought to it. I think it's like $14, something like that on there.
Mm-hmm.
Should be on the PC too.
I hope it is, because I would definitely be buying that.
I think it first came on the PC and then it got transitioned to
And
other.
they put it on other systems. Yeah, that's cool. So
It is on there.
cool.
But it's in early access, which
okay.
makes me like, it's an early access game, but it's on the Switch, and Switch allowing early access stuff.
They probably made console versions of it first, and now they're putting it on Steam.
No, I think Steam was first because that was.
No, it came out on February 1st of this year, so Steam got it first.
Okay,
That game didn't show
so
up on
it's
Switch.
just still in early access.
Yeah.
Years
They
ago.
they just haven't released it yet.
Oh yeah, that was 2 years ago, February of 2016. So yeah, that's right. Wait,
Yeah, that was
Wow, this
real
game-
old.
wow,
It's
this
really
game's
old.
been here.
Yeah,
They might have
it's real-
diverted,
It just had like 1 or 2 characters, and that was it. And then
Yeah.
it just built up over time. It's like kind of like Street Fighter 5 in a way.
They might have diverted.
That's so true.
They might have diverted development to finish the Switch version.
Yep, and it's
Yeah.
out, and I think it's $14 on the Switch.
It costs
So-
more than the PC version.
Yeah, I
Well,
think it's
well,
14
well,
also.
yeah. I mean, indie games are making bank on the Switch, so it wouldn't surprise me if they were like, "Hey, let's hurry and finish the Switch version of this first,
Yep.
and then we'll use that money to finish everything else." So,
They got a lot of unique characters. Like one of the main characters has some kind of deer horn move or something.
deer horn. I'll
Yeah, you got like these magical like deer horns like move.
I'll check this out at some point. Um,
It's on the PC
but yeah, I thought
online.
it was interesting that they announced their Nintendo stuff, their online stuff for the Switch. So in case anybody hadn't heard, the end of by the end of September, if you're playing Mario Kart online or even Ultra Street Fighter 2 or ARMS online,
Yeah, all three of
or
them
if
people
you
play
or
on
if you
Street
or
Fighter
if
2
you
online.
if you plan to get Dragon Ball in October, be ready to pay. Again, I know I already know your feelings on it, but $20 a year is a good deal. Do I think it's going to still be $20 a year in a couple of years? No. It'll probably like you said, it'll probably slowly creep up because more folks are going to want something. And I think also at $20 a year, that gives them kind of wiggle room if it's not good. It's like, well, it's only $20. But folks they'll eventually want more services and more stuff, which start edging the price up and everything. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm feeling like once Smash comes out, folks aren't going to want to care. It'll just be another $20 that you
Yeah,
pay every year to be sure to keep playing Smash
that's why I
Online.
fear. I wish they just put their foot down and say keep it as optional and let us play these games online for free. And you have that as a separate service in case you want to, get some extra free games and stuff like that. They even had a free look. All the NES games online, you play them online for free. I mean, with that service.
Hmm.
I mean, that probably won't be a big incentive, but hey, at least you started free online.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. They're giving you something, especially what they originally talked about doing and giving you a free rental of 2 games every month. It's like, okay, there was pushback on that, so they came back and like,
It
all
had
right,
to be
fine,
because it's pretty much PlayStation Plus.
we'll give you 20 games. You'll have access to 20 NES games online that'll eventually turn into more games. That'll eventually turn into SNES games, which will be cool too. Which will hopefully eventually turn into N64 and GameCube games at some point. I think this is going to lead into what's going to be their new version of the virtual console, where you'll have access to buy N64 games,
Yeah,
particularly
I'm so
GameCube
tired of
games, and even Wii games.
with this virtual console mess. It's like, come on, like, how much you want to play these old games?
Well, if
Oh
you're
yeah,
old
that's
like me and these are the games you grew up with, you actually want to play them
And
a
then you
lot.
gotta buy them again because you already had people bought them on the Wii U.
Right, right. And you know what? I'm pretty upset about that. I probably won't buy Castlevania 4 again. I can just go play it on the Wii. I probably won't buy some games on the Virtual Console, but the games I will buy again, I will buy Super Metroid again. If they put Zero Mission on that thing, I'll buy it again. Um, I will probably buy a Link to the Past again. Unless I get like access to it for free. That would be awesome. But yeah, it's going to happen. And I think the GameCube and up virtual console is going to be under this umbrella here. Either you'll pay a little extra to get access to those games, or you can just buy the games outright with it. But possibly only if you have the. I don't want to give them any ideas, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
I forgot to finish off about that virtual console. Like,
Mhm.
and if they did do it, there would be no room for these indie games to breathe.
Yeah, they would, because
No,
there'll
it
still be
wouldn't.
newer stuff.
Everybody be buying all these old Nintendo games, and these indie games get overlooked.
Nah,
So that's why I'm glad the virtual console didn't come because they gave these indie games some room to breathe.
nah,
And I'm not the only one who said that.
I think the indie games is exactly what gave Nintendo time to figure out what they were going to do with the
Getting all these
virtual console too.
S-
It's like, hey, we don't even have to do it. Everybody's buying these games, which is making us more money too. So it's definitely been a win-win. But at some point, they're going to have to do something because a lot of folks are asking, hey, what's up with the virtual console? Because it's a good idea, and old school Nintendo fans like me want those games. So
where you like just give these indie games time to breathe. You didn't know about Rumble Pocket, whatever we were talking about, but if that version comes that you wouldn't know about it now. You'd be like, what?
Well, there's a million freaking games out there like
Look,
that,
like,
though.
you
I don't
got your
know about
Neo
all of them.
Geo,
Some
you
of
got
us
your
do
Neo Geo,
work.
There you go.
So, I can't know about every possible thing that comes out, no matter how
A lot
hard
of
I
people
try.
skip over these games because they all have been the virtual console section all life, looking at the new releases of these good indie games.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, yeah, I just wanted to
Wait.
bring that up real quick. One last topic before we call it a night. So Gamescom is coming up week after next. As far as fighting game announcements go, we've already had, this huge thing with Smash, all the EVO stuff coming out and everything. Do you think Mortal Kombat will be announced at Gamescom? That's pretty much the question I have.
Why?
I don't know.
Because
Usually-
because it's like when it wasn't announced at E3, a lot of folks were like stunned. It's like, okay, I know they have it. What are they waiting for? Are they waiting for Gamescom? Are they waiting for, Tokyo Game Show? Well, I doubt it'd be Tokyo Game Show because I don't think Japanese care about the game.
Too.
Me too.
You know what I would do? I would be totally for that.
Shaolin Monks remaster.
Or even a remaster. Yeah, I'm in total agreement. Me and Ace has talked about this many a time. You give me an HD Shaolin Monks while I'm waiting on Shaolin Monks 2, I'm in.
Add some DLC characters too on top. Maybe.
Yeah,
I'd probably
that
back
game was so fun.
And underrated.
Very underrated. It was so good. Yes, me and Ace have talked about that multiple times. It's like, man, why don't they just make a new Shaolin Monks? Come on, that would be so awesome. But for folks in the industry know, there was a bunch of games that weren't announced at E3 that folks were kind of like, why didn't they do that? Splinter Cell. Oh, they're going to announce the new Splinter Cell. Didn't happen. Folks were stunned. MK11. Oh, they're going to announce the new MK. Didn't happen. Even with the hints that he dropped, didn't happen. So what are they waiting on? I wonder. Gamescom is the next biggest event. It's the biggest game trade show in the world now. It would kind of make sense that they might do it there, even though it's in Europe. But, it's not in America, but it's still Europe, so it's not Japan. I doubt they would do it at Tokyo Game Show, or even they may wait for the Sony experience to in December to kind of ride the wave of the CPT, the Capcom Cup. And it's like, hey, everybody, Mortal Kombat.
They might just release another more Injustice DLC character or something.
Nah, I don't think. I think Injustice.
I
I know there was word that they might do another season of Injustice DLC, but I think they're done with Injustice now. It's Mortal Kombat time. Going off of the release lists ever since Mortal Kombat 9 has been Mortal Kombat 9, Injustice, Mortal Kombat X, Injustice 2.
Like, really?
It's Mortal Kombat time.
Kombat dies within a year or two. Just dies within a year or two. Street Fighter and these games last for years. Why can't they do that?
Well, yeah, but look how much these games sell.
I know, but still,
I think no one knew that Injustice 1 would sell as many copies as it did. They were probably stunned.
And then they put it on PC.
Yeah.
Late. They did the second game late.
Well, Warner and their PC releases. Warner and their PC releases haven't been exactly spectacular, starting with MKX.
Mortal Kombat 10, yeah. That was such a great release.
Me and my brother sat on the phone all day that day. I took the day off of work to play that game when it came out, and it was awful. It was. I already had it on PS4, but I really couldn't wait for the PC version, and it was so bad. And then they ended up releasing that patch on day one that was supposed to fix everything, and it basically made you download the 68 gigs all over again.
Yep, he keep outsourcing the game.
There went your entire freaking bandwidth cap in one day. Download 68 gigs. Game didn't work. Wait, here's a patch. Download the entire game again.
When we was at 300 gigabytes a month.
Yeah, Comcast down here, and it was like, oh my god, and I did it, and it worked okay. Now, luckily for me, I had a PC that game was obviously made for, because that after that first patch, the game more or less worked. I know a lot of folks had issues with it after that. They came out with a patch that was supposed to fix certain things. I know you did. they released another patch that was supposed to fix certain issues that fixed it for almost everybody, but actually introduced them to me. I didn't have
I
any
know
issues
Wow.
before that patch
game
came out.
takes forever
It
to
was so
start up
bad.
again.
And then Batman, was it Arkham Knight, came
Yeah,
out,
that
and
disaster.
that was a disaster too.
You
Yeah.
need at least a GTX 1070 to put that game maxed out with all the features enabled.
I mean, it wasn't just
And
it wasn't just
and
that.
you
It
need
was
16 gigabytes of RAM because
it
that
was
game would eat up 10 gigs on its own.
yeah. Well, I was okay with that. I had 32 gigs, and again, I had a computer that could play it, but the bugs in it was still just horrendous, like game breaking bugs.
One of your graphics cards didn't do anything.
It
It had
couldn't.
SLI. It
It
didn't support SLI.
Well, yeah, it couldn't, and you couldn't turn off the film grain, which drove me
Nope.
nuts. Every freaking
I
video trailer for that game had no film grain. Then all of a sudden, you start the game up, there's film grain. I'm looking in the options like, how the hell do you turn off the film grain? Oh, you want to turn that off? Well, that's how you showed it in your trailers.
You had to go and edit some files.
Yeah, you had to go edit the file to do it, and even then, it still wasn't great. If you stuck around and do it, they did eventually fix it and MKX. To be fair, you just had to wait a year and a half or something like that.
Or get a GTX 1070.
Yeah, which I have a 1080, so I'm cool. But
I have a 1070. I had to.
but yeah, Warner I think kind of learned because I think in Warner's head they were like, it's PC. Everybody's just gonna pirate the game anyway. So they didn't care about the PC versions of their games, but I think Warner learned, and I think what's his name learned too. Ed Boon learned too. Don't, if you're gonna do another version of these games on PC, release it. You know, do a full release, even if you have to do it afterwards, like almost everybody else does. Because look at Capcom now with Monster Hunter. Yeah, it came out months after the console version, but it's like one of the highest selling PC games of theirs. It's definitely their highest selling PC game of all time. It's selling like hotcakes.
On Steam right now. Let me go look at the top selling games.
So there's a market for it. I know in Japan it's already the highest selling
number
PC
one.
game of all time.
So
So
We Happy Few.
is that game out now?
Yeah.
I thought the
behind
game was already
Monster
out.
Hunter.
Was it just in early access before?
Matter of fact, Monster Hunter the Deluxe Edition and Monster Hunter World both up here, and Monster Hunter Deluxe Edition is like number 3 on Steam's top selling.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, people buying the Deluxe Edition too.
Yeah, so there is definitely a market out there. I hate that companies think that, you know, they won't even bother with the PC version because in their heads everybody's just going to download that version of the game anyway, which is true, but it's not everybody. There's a market. There's folks who's willing to pay for these games. So don't screw it up. Don't give the PC folks the rushed, hurried up because they felt like they kind of had to do it, but they really don't care version. You put care into these games and they'll sell. So if MK11 does end up getting announced at Gamescom and it comes out, and they better announce a PC version and it better be good.
It got mixed reviews.
What's that?
Monster Hunter on Steam.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only heard good things about it. Well, I have heard some complaints about there's
DRM?
4K resolution in the game, but the textures obviously aren't. Particularly in the backgrounds.
Look, if you play that game on the PS4 Pro like I did, you'll know that game is not all that great looking.
Mm-hmm. But I think the expectation was the PC version was going to be, especially if you could play it in 4K. And it's like you basically put a 4K resolution in the game, but the textures are still 1080p.
No, ain't touching that.
Yeah, which probably kind
You
of looks
bought it?
worse. But who, me?
Yeah.
No, I've never played a Monster Hunter game. I'll take that back. I played a demo of the one that came out on the Wii, and I just couldn't get into it. It's not my kind of game. I'm not
Ace, do you
big
have a
enough.
card that can play that?
Like a graphics card to play what?
Monster Hunter.
I mean, I never tried Monster Hunter World on PC yet. I don't think I ever intend to.
I think you got the 1070 like I do as well.
I have the 970 GT.
Oh, never mind then. You can
I
still
mean,
probably play
you
that.
can still play it. With
Yeah, you
the
can still
small
play it,
monitor
just-
I have.
Yeah, just not at 4K.
Not at
It,
4K.
you know.
I don't
Yeah,
have
I
a
can't even play
4K.
that. No, you don't never want what?
Yeah, I don't. see
Yeah, I mean, I have a
purpose of
PC
going
that can
4K.
play it at 4K, but I don't care about 4K.
I can play it at 1440p.
Which-
That's the,
I don't-
that's
I
the
don't see
resolution I
what's-
want to go.
What's the amazement about 4K?
yeah, it's just
Man, look,
you know.
you get you a 4K TV, put that PS4 Pro in the living room, and watch
My
4K
table
video.
My TV can't fit it. I mean, not my TV. My table can't fit it. 4K like monitor. It's
Man,
small.
just
Yeah,
you don't have 4K TV in your house?
he's a poor college student. Give him a break. He's working on getting the degree so he can afford that kind of stuff, right? Right?
Maybe, but no. Oh, me? No, no way.
Oh, come on. Yeah, you say that. First thing I did when I got my first real job after college is I bought the the 1080p LCD TV that's sitting in my living room right now. That thing was $2,400.
You paid 25 for a 1080p television? What's wrong with you?
That's how much they used to cost back in 2006.
You should have waited.
I couldn't do that.
Hey, at the time that thing was state of the art. Now, you know, you can get a TV like that from Walmart for like $15. But at the time, that was the
Sure,
king
$15.
TV right there. So, yeah.
They got these 4K TVs that are really cheap now.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Mine was like $200 or something like that
Yeah,
for 55-inch.
And they're actually nice too. So,
But HDR, you can get some with HDR. Mine don't have HDR, but you get some with HDR.
mm-hmm.
Put that PS4 Pro up and find a 4K YouTube video, and you will see the difference.
Yeah, you can. It's noticeable, but not enough for me to upgrade, especially since most things still aren't broadcasting at 4K yet.
Most things ain't broadcasting at 1080p.
Yeah, that's true. So, you know, folks ask me a lot if they should get an Xbox One X, and my first question is always, do you have a 4K TV? And if they say no, I was like, no, get an Xbox One S. That's good enough for what you got. Now, if you want something, the only reason I ever tell anybody to get an Xbox One X is, first of all, you sure you want to get an Xbox, make sure you want the games on it, because there's not a whole lot these days, especially over the last couple of years. But the only reason to pay $500 for a console is if you want the absolute best looking stuff on a 4K TV. That's the only reason to get an Xbox One X.
What's that game? Far Cry 5 plays at native 4K on Xbox One. Now
Yeah.
PS4 Pro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, you know,
That's
if that's the stuff that really matters to you, that's the only reason I ever recommend anybody get an Xbox One X. And you have, you know, $500-600 laying around that you want to pay for a console. Otherwise, a One S is just as good. You know, it's just as fast. It's almost as powerful too. It can do almost everything that an X can, except for play 4K. You know, like, you know, out the box, really good.
I probably gotta update my Discord. I got the update symbol right there. That's probably what it is.
So yeah, that was really the last thing I want to kind of bring up. See if Gamescom, and not to mention, I'm just looking forward to AceCom because hey, Ace.
What's up?
Ace Combat 7 is going to be at Gamescom, baby. Yeah, I know you're excited, baby. Ace Combat 7. That's your thing, right? Right?
No.
Yeah.
I only played the third game on the demo.
I'm hoping they actually give us a final. I think they already did give us a release date at E3. Yeah, like no gameplay was at E3, but I think they released a new trailer with a release date, so it should be. I'm excited about that. I'm hoping they announce Splinter Cell there. I'm hoping they announce Mortal Kombat there. I'm hoping they have more Smash stuff there. Maybe Capcom will even do something with Street Fighter V there. We'll see.
You said August 2018 for this Ace Combat 7?
Oh, I don't know when it's actually coming out. Gamescom is in a couple of weeks, though. Week after next. So, and I know Ace Combat's going to be there, so hopefully we'll get a little more gameplay. I want to say the game comes out in September or something like that. But, I mean, it's been held back for, I think, over a year at this point for them to put VR in it. Which I tell you, that's the game that might get me to get PlayStation VR, because I hear that the VR in that game is absolutely incredible. So, everyone who's seen Ace Combat 7 in VR says it is just like sitting in the cockpit of an actual airplane. So I'm like, I might need to invest in VR. Also, it's going to be on PC too, so I can get VR for that I'm not interested in VR at all, though, but I do kind of want to see Ace Combat 7 in it. So
Yeah, that'd be pretty rad to see it.
yeah, I have a friend of mine that has VR stuff. I might have to drive up to see him. It's like, hey, I got this
VR's
Ace Combat game. Would you stick this in your computer so I can see it real quick?
You should play that Resident Evil VR game.
No,
What?
no.
What's wrong with that?
I don't like scary games, and I'll be damned if I'm stuck inside of a headset with just
That
scary stuff
game's
in,
not
getting
even
thrown
that
at me.
scary.
I know, but I can't do it. I've watched many of folks on Twitch
When
play
was the
that game
last scary Resident Evil
online,
game? Come on.
and they're screaming. Resident Evil is about the scariest games I'll play. I played this game called Condemned on the Dreamcast when it first came out. Screw you. That game was I played like maybe an hour and a half into that game, and I put it away. I couldn't do it. That game was
Play
scary as hell.
Outlast.
What was worse? Well, like, is it the demo version of Resident Evil like the final game? Like in terms of like,
I mean, I know.
What's the word? There's a type of scare fact.
Well, like jump scares and stuff is what Resident Evil more depends on, and that's cool and everything.
On the demo, I think.
Oh, on the demo? Were they really
like
real?
How someone tried to grab you behind the back and stuff.
Oh, that stuff. Well, I've never even bothered, but I've seen other folks do it before, and I'm like, never, not gonna happen. You ain't getting me in one of those headsets playing a scary game. It's just not gonna happen. I live alone. Nobody would be in here to do that to me, but I'm still not doing it. Not doing it. I don't like scary games anyway, so no.
You're not gonna play what's that game? Outlast?
Nah. I mean, I'm really not into those type of games anyway, and I'm really not into zombie. The only zombie thing I've ever liked is the Resident Evil games. So
Left 4 Dead?
No, they're not scary, but they're zombie. I've never seen the big appeal of the whole zombie craze.
Left 4 Dead's more.
You're dropping out. Hello. Sounds like I lost everybody again.
Yeah.
There you go. Good old
yeah,
Discord.
I was saying something about like was Left 4 Dead was like a arcade version.
Well, Left 4 Dead is that's more of an online survival, team-oriented game. Which I never ever played a Left 4 Dead game before I went to Pensacola a couple of weeks ago, and we did a 8-player Left 4 Dead 2 game on Xbox. It was pretty fun, but I'm not running to buy it on Steam or nothing to keep playing it or anything like that. Because again, I'm not a big zombie apocalypse guy. I've never cared for the genre in any form except for Resident Evil 1, 2, and 4. Really, those are the only games I've ever liked with zombie apocalypse type themes. And I'll probably play 7 at some point because it does look really good. But at this point, I've seen playthroughs from it so many times on Twitch. Don't really feel like
They need the Twitch app too.
Oh, I'm sure all that stuff's coming. Yeah, I'm sure all that stuff is coming.
Hey, so you got a Switch? What you talking like you got one?
For the Switch or Xbox One?
No, you have a Switch.
Do you have a Switch?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, see.
Why would you buy a Switch?
I don't got any games on it though.
Why would you buy it then?
For certain reasons.
Look, he always be complaining, I don't have money because you buy unnecessary things.
That one was
because he rooted it.
Gift.
Yeah, and I'm sure knowing him, he's got 45 free games on it by now, but he just don't want to say it. Okay.
Whoa, Ace, you got a sugar mama? What's going on here?
What's this?
What?
I say you see, he got like 40 free games. I'm like, you got a sugar mama? Somebody
No, I'm sure he's found a way to get free stuff on it.
Oh, homebrew.
Yeah.
That's why. They banning people for that.
I'm sure homebrew's the best part. They finally started making the ones that don't have that glitch in it anymore. So now everybody's going out trying to find the first run Switch to make sure they'll be able to put a homebrew on it, because the newer ones that just started coming out, I think in July, have a new chipset in them.
Yep, I seen a video of somebody porting Doom to it and Outrun.
Yeah. Yeah, so the homebrew guys are trying to run out and buy every older Switch they can find to make sure they'll still have one.
You going home, you already get the PS Vita. That thing's like that too.
Yeah, but nobody cares about that. Which is a shame because I thought that was actually really good hardware. I think what would kill that for a lot of folks was that they still stuck with those stupid proprietary cards that were way too expensive.
Yep. Didn't stop piracy.
Yeah, no, it was just as easy. The only folks I know that have one of those is because they could download games to it. That's the only reason they actually bought one.
Yeah, if anything, the homebrew thing actually probably helped.
Yeah,
'Cause
for
that's
sales,
not
but nobody actually
now.
bought games for the thing, which is why nobody made games for it anymore.
Yeah, that was my problem. I think they were just lacking on games.
Yeah. So, but the Switch is out there now, so everybody's got their portable HD consoles, so all is good. They keep up with it. So, all right.
Yep.
We've been going at this long enough. It's actually wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. I don't think we have any questions. No good. We're going to call it a night.
I was going to mention something about Amy Paradise, but let's just end it.
Yeah, they killed that.
What's
yeah,
that?
Nintendo did.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
probably has
so-
to do with what we all were talking about earlier too.
Yep.
The new terms of service with retro games, virtual console. So
I missed something
that's
here.
unfortunate.
I missed something here, and I'm just going to let it go because I'm tired. My eyes are
Yeah,
very
this
heavy.
is really late.
Yeah, it's real late.
I'm an old man. I need to go to bed.
But guess who faulted this though?
Whose?
Ace.
Oh, well, yeah, he was late and everything. And it was only been 3.5 hours. It's not our longest episode yet. It was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, anyway, we're going to call it a night, call it a month. See everybody next month. Next month, we'll be gearing up toward Red September, which we will be streaming here on this channel September 29th. So, I'm excited about that. Try to get as many folks to go up there and play that as we can. It really is one of the biggest events in the near area within a 2-hour drive of Mobile anyway. So if you live in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama here, 2 hours away, go play some games with some of the best players in the Southeast, especially if Ace Combat shows up and defend Street Fighter this time. Better happen.
He just like I ain't going.
We'll see if we can make that happen. We'll see. Let's see. So don't forget we do our casual meetups first Friday of every month, which means the next one. Oh, that's right. It's going to be on September 1st. It'll be Labor Day weekend. I feel like something else is going on. No, actually. That's right. It'll be on September 8th. 7th, I mean. That's right. That'll be actually the first Friday. We might still do something that weekend anyway, though. We'll see. We should probably make the next Fightcast episode probably be on September 14th. So we'll see everybody then. Like I said, I'm sure we'll be pushing Red September pretty hard at that point. And let's see, anything coming out between now and then? No, because Soul Calibur don't come out till October. Dragon Ball on the Switch. Yeah, Soul Calibur 6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I heard Soul Calibur and I instantly thought of Bloodstain for some reason. Yeah, I want that game so bad.
Really?
Yeah, I like Castlevania. I'm saying if they would have put Leon instead of Richter in the game, nobody would know who the hell he was because nobody played Castlevania Lamb Anderson.
Oh yeah, Bloodstain. I wish I would have backed that game on Kickstarter. I'm still going to get it when it comes out. Looks really.
They
cool.
got the little 8-bit thing they got right now for like $10 on the Switch and on PC. You can
Yeah. I almost bought it. That's when I was like, man, I should have backed that game.
I wanted it, but I was like, I don't want to spend $10 on this.
Hey, I spent $100 on Shenmue 3, so.
You are crazy.
For anybody who plays Shenmue 3, my name will be in the credits. Nolan Overton, just putting it out there. Be sure to look for it. I'm sure it'll be in the
Mighty Number 9, where the credits are like hours longer than the game.
There were some people that weren't even credited on that game.
Really? It doesn't surprise me. That game was,
Yeah.
I hate that too because Inafune was trying to do, and then it turns out that maybe he wasn't the mind behind the Mega Man games after all. Even he came out and said, "So well, I didn't really make the Mega Man games." It's like, well, that's what you advertised us on anyway. Get on a whole different conversation. I'm calling it a night,
X collection.
huh?
Just buy the X collection.
Yeah, which I'll probably do on the Switch. Calling it a night. Good night, everybody. Thanks for everybody watching. See you next month. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for hosting it.
Yeah, and we will see everybody next time. Peace.